I should have a fun show today. Got tons of postcards to go through. Be doing postcards this week. Then next Friday, I'll be doing general ephemera again. We'll have a ton of stuff for that show as well. Hope everybody's doing okay. Looks like it's just you and me right now, Mo Rancher. I expect we'll have some people start jumping in. Here we go. Hey, Stock Diva. Thanks for stopping by. Let me go ahead and pin this first giveaway. Let me show you what it is. Hey, Grandma Sherry. Hey, Brian. Hey, well off twins, Lala of twins, Lava of twins, Christine, Janine Company, Flip Your Wig. Thanks for coming in. Let me go ahead and pin this first giveaway. This will help whoever wins on shipping just a little bit. Uh, Also, hey, it's my wife's in here. It's her birthday, so happy birthday, Amy. Everybody tell her happy birthday. That would be Knoxville Amy. I could actually play happy birthday on the nose flute for everybody's enjoyment. I think I will. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm a world class musician. Actually, let me get this giveaway started. Let me show what it is. Then we'll sing happy birthday to Amy. So, the first giveaway is now running, and it's going to be for these 12 postcards. You have a fishing one here. There's the back of that. You have a Merry Christmas one. And then let's see what else there is real quick. Then I think the rest may be chromes. So like 10 chromes. So anyway, that's your giveaway. Get in on that. If nothing else, it'll help you with your shipping. I also have my rewards club. I know a couple of people I think are already platinum maybe. So make sure if it tells you have hit a reward level that you go in and claim that reward. But we have tons of postcards to go through. I'll show you here in just a second. Let me play Happy Birthday to Amy first. So everybody sing along. And here we go. A one, two, three. I'm sure that just made my wife's day. Happy birthday, Amy. And hope everybody enjoyed that. So let me kind of show you what we got. Then we'll get started, and I'll give you a little bit of how I think may do the show today. Let me move my tripod out of the way here. All right, so we have the albums. Whoops, let me turn the camera around. We have the albums back here that I have in the auction. Those are cataloged, and I think we'll run 4 lots of the postcard lots and then run an album. So, roughly however every 15 minutes or so. So here's all the postcards we still have left from the farmhouse to go through. I also have a bunch of albums back here that I didn't catalog that we can look at later. Um, but yeah, some really killer albums. Make sure you look in the auction. You can see the pictures of those. And let me get the camera turned around. And so, what we do when we run these lots is I'll put a stack of approximately 10 to 12 down on the table to start with, and then we'll run for 45 seconds, and I'll keep throwing cards down until the clock runs out, and then you'll get everything that's here. Plus, you can choose one of the stacks, 1, 2, or 3 up top. I went ahead and preloaded these just to save a little time, but let me quickly show you what's in each one so you'll know if you win which one you want to pick. So this is stack one, and it's got this looks like a steamship of some sort, or like a cruise boat of. Oh, it's the Hudson River Dayline. So that one's pretty cool. And then we have the Bronx River, Bronx Park. And then not sure what this one is, but looks old. And then we have the Glastonbury Knitting Mills. And then Wyndham High School in Wilmington, Connecticut. Hey, welcome in, Blocks Indeed. Steve MCG. Hey, Gail. My mother-in-law it's a family affair. My mother-in-law is also on. Hey, Julie McIntyre. Anybody else I've missed? I don't even know that I ever introduced myself. I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee, doing postcards today, and we have some great, great postcards. I know some of the albums are My wife says I overuse the term incredible, but they're pretty incredible. So here's the Cunard Cruise Lines Queen Elizabeth postcard and then a Chrome postcard. So that's stack one. And if you win the main lot down here, you'll get to choose stacks 1, 2, or 3. Here's some kind of water wheel, and it's got glitter on the postcard. I don't know if you can see it glittering there. I'm sure that'll get everywhere. There's another glitter postcard of the John Winthrop Monument. And then there's a courthouse, Norwich, Connecticut. That one's also got glitter on it. There is the lighthouse in Rhode Island. And then Rochester, New York. Ravine in Baltic, Connecticut. Oh, and just a little history behind the postcards we're going through now in case you haven't been in the show before. 30 seconds in the giveaway, so make sure you get in on that. These all came out of a farmhouse here in East Tennessee. We've been going through, this is the 5th show, I think, and there's still quite a few as I showed back there. This might be the last one, though, at least from that stash. And then the binders all came from a postcard collection I bought out a couple weeks ago. It was this guy was around probably 70 himself. It was his mother's collection. So very good curated collection that she had. And the winner is Lala of Twins. Let me write your name down and start you a stack over here. Congratulations. So where's everybody from who's in here today? I know where some of you are from, but as I mentioned, I'm from Knoxville, here in East Tennessee, God's country. Big win for the Lady Vols last night over UConn. That was pretty incredible for us here. There I go using the word incredible again. Here's the green in Windsor, Connecticut. So this will be stack 3 if you choose it. And that's somewhere in Philadelphia. Let me go through these pretty quick so we can get started. Branford, Connecticut. Here's the State House in Boston, Massachusetts. North Carolina. I was born in North Carolina in Shelby. Here's the Ghetto Fruit Stands. Is that one a tux? Yeah, that's a tux. It does have some discoloration there, but we ran into a lot of tux out of these boxes. Here's Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Undivided back. Here's the library in Providence, Rhode Island. Undivided back. Here's Block Island, South Lighthouse. Undivided back. Cool stamp on there. There's West Main Street, Meridian, Connecticut. Also an undivided back. And then there's the Prison Gate in Auburn, New York. Also an undivided back. So that's a good stack as well. All right, so let me go ahead and grab, we've had some pretty cool sports cards come up, blocks indeed. I do not know if there's any in here. I've not looked through these boxes yet, except for the ones I've pulled out for the previous show. So who knows what we'll find. The coolest sports postcard we found, though, was in one of the albums I sold a couple weeks ago. It was a 16? It was somewhere in the 1910s. It was a Chicago White Sox postcard. It wasn't the Black Sox year like 1919, but it was in that range. So that one was really, really cool. All right, let me reach in here and we'll go ahead and create our stack of around 10 out here. And then we'll start the auction. And as I mentioned, you'll win everything here plus your choice of one stack up there. And we'll go through this 4 times and then we'll run the first album. Let me change glasses to my whatnot glasses. I've got glasses for every occasion. When you get old and can't see anymore, you have to have a ton of different glasses. Hey, Brian 788. Hey, Dave F. Brother. I think Dave goes on later today, so make sure you're following him. If anybody else sells, feel free to promote your shows in here. I do not mind at all. We have a great community on Whatnot, and let's all support each other. Also, make sure you check out the Buy It Now section. I have 100 and something things in there, just general ephemera type stuff. So, all right, here is Brown University. So that's number 1. Here's Congregational Church in Green in New Canaan, Connecticut. That's number 2. Here's the Concrete Bridge in Derby, Connecticut. Very unique name there. Undivided back. 3. Here is St. Joseph's Church in Connecticut. As mentioned, these all came out of the farmhouse here in East Tennessee. This looks like maybe it was in a scrapbook at some point. There's Albany, New York State House. Getting a big run of undivided backs here. Here's the Assembly Chamber in Albany, New York. And it's funny, even though these came out of a farmhouse in East Tennessee, we have found that a lot of them are from the Northeast. Here's the Capitol in Albany, New York. And then here's the beach and fishing pier in Asbury Park. Somebody wrote a message on the front. This one does have some creases. I try to point out defects when I can, and we get going kind of fast. I forget. I would say most all the postcards we're going to look at are probably fair to good. Most are good, but there are some that are more in the fair range, probably. Here's Harbor, New London, Connecticut. I've completely lost count, so let's just go ahead and throw a few more, then we'll get this first one started. And that one had a $10 price tag on it for what it's worth. That's the home of Washington, Mount Vernon, undivided back. All right, I think that's at least 10. So let me go ahead and start it, and let me get the next one ready. And I'll keep throwing down as long as they're bids. So let me see. Start auction. We'll put 45 seconds. That gives plenty of time to get more cards in there. And then not sudden death. And we are running. So here's a Pequot House in New London, Connecticut. And remember, you get everything in this stack plus your choice on one of the stacks up top. This one says 1905. It's Providence, Rhode Island. Whoops, there went my something. There's Nathan Hale birthplace. We got drowning stuff in. This one's got glitter on it. Nathan Hale Schoolhouse. I think we just saw one of those. And then there is North Street in Pittsfield, somewhere, Massachusetts. Let me see if we can get going here. Dave's in the lead. Houstonic River Drive in New Milford, Connecticut. And then that one's Providence, Rhode Island. Here is East Rock in New Haven, Connecticut. Thanks for the bids, everyone. Another undivided back. Soldiers and Sailors Monument in New London, Connecticut. Looks like, I thought Dave was going to take it. There's another New London, Connecticut. Here's the New London Lighthouse. A lot of undivided backs, which put it early 1900s, if I'm not mistaken. Carnegie Library, Akron, Ohio. Here's another. I love these. We've seen quite a few of these. The colors on these like nighttime scenes. But that's Lighthouse Point in New Haven, Connecticut. 1908 is the date on that one. Here's the B&O Docks at Locust Point, Baltimore, Maryland. Hey, Peter Parley, welcome in. And Peter Parley ticket. I have this one in my hand. So this is the view along the beach. Crescent Beach, Connecticut, undivided back. And you unlock diamond, Peter Parley. I think that means you automatically start next season, so to speak, at platinum, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe platinum's the highest. I can't remember anyway, but that's great. So do you want stack 1, 2, or 3? I don't think I do Law Love Twins. Number 1. All right, so let me start Peter Parley's stack. All right, and as I mentioned, we're going to run 4 rounds of this, and then we'll run the first postcard album. So, all right, let's fill up place 1 then. And then I think what I'll do, once we've run 4 rounds, we'll run 1 more round of everything that's up top that didn't get picked. Here's the view of Ocean Beach in New London, Connecticut, undivided back. Here's the Griswold Hotel in Groton, Connecticut. Here's another New London, Connecticut. Parade. It's a parade looking up State Street. There's a drawbridge in New London, Connecticut. Undivided back. Here's another New London, Connecticut. This one is the Williams Memorial High School. This one has glitter on it. Here's a parade in Niantic, Connecticut. Niantic, undivided back. Kind of a real photo looking postcard there. There's another Niantic, Connecticut. And then here's American Fall and Steel Arch Bridge from Goat Island. Oh, that one's got a Canadian stamp on it. Let's see, let's get a few more for stack one. Here's Vanderbilt Hall at Yale University. This one does have some staining, as you can see there. And then here is the U.S. Patent Office in Washington, D.C. I think that's good for that stack. Let me grab some more from back here so I've got enough to go through. All right, so let's get 10 on the table. So much Connecticut. Yes, there is a lot of Connecticut in this area. Hey, welcome in Chris 0788, Kata 14137, Sabcam, welcome in. Anybody else I've missed? So here's the stack for the table. You're bidding on this, and then you can pick your choice of one of the stacks up top. So we have a Thanksgiving one with the nice American flag on there. 1910 is the date on this one. You can see it's all embossed there. Then we have a post office in Trenton, New Jersey. Undivided back, 1907, I think it says. There's two. Here's another one of those moonlight postcards. The Albany Street Bridge and Boathouse. Souvenir postcard. The Valentine and Sons Publishing Company. Didn't they make stereo view cards too? And then here's the Auditorium Ocean Grove. Here is Commanding 77th Division of the National Army, Major General J. Franklin Bell at Cap Upton, Long Island, New York. Does have a little bit of creasing there. Here is Brockton High School in Brockton, Massachusetts. And then there's Saratoga Lake in Saratoga Springs, New York. Undivided back, 1905. We'll get a few more down and then we'll go ahead and get this one started. Here's New England House in New Milford, Connecticut. 1911 is the date on that one. And then here is Market Square looking east in Amesbury, Massachusetts. I can't read the date on that one. Here, I'll put one more out there and then we'll get it started. Here's City Hall in New Haven, Connecticut. So another Connecticut, undivided back, 1907. All right, so let me go ahead and get the next one ready, and let me go ahead and we'll take a chance on run next. Well, yeah, we'll run next. I think it'll work. And here before you bid, let's make sure it runs the right thing. So run next. Yep, we're good. Here's some military training camp in Pittsburgh, New York, 1925. Here's On the Bay near Picton, Ontario. It's got a Canadian stamp on it. Here's Peach Lake in Brewster, New York, 1909, I think it says. Here's Augusta, Maine, the Coney High School. It does have a bend in the corner there, 1910. It says, hi, we're all good friends on the old farm. Scenes along the old country roads, 1913. And it's got an advertisement for Blue Ribbon Milk Feed, the wonderful milk producer. Here's Yale University. That's 1911. Then here is the Bunker Hill Monument, undivided back, 1905. Then there's Providence Union Station, Providence, Rhode Island. Thanks for the bids, everyone. Here's Entrance to the Hospital in Norritone, Connecticut. Here's another cool one of these like moonlight scenes. St. Lawrence Searchlight, Thousand Islands, New York. Undivided back, 1907. Here's the Glacier House in Selkirk Mountains. And then here is Disking and Harrowing by Steam in the West, Nebraska. I think that's the first Nebraska postcard we've seen. Here's a bird's eye view of National Military Home in Dayton, Ohio. And here's Lynn, Massachusetts. Peter Parley got that one too. And then I had this one in my hand. So Trinity Church in New Haven, Connecticut. Do you want 1, 2, or 3, Peter? Number 3. All right, so let's fill spot 3 back up, and we'll have 2 more rounds of this. What do I do with my other pennies? Oh, that must be what I knocked in the floor. We'll have 2 more rounds of this, and then we will move on to one of the albums. So for spot 3, we have the William McHenry, I think. It's almost like I think it's a real photo postcard. So there's one, and then we have Greenswood Inn, New Hartford, Connecticut. Here's a ocean scene in Asbury Park, New Jersey. Here is St. Joseph's Church in Meridian, Connecticut. Hey, Matthew Sig, Leanderthal, Bojo Satchmo, welcome in. Scudder Bear, I see some familiar names. Anybody else I missed? I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures, doing these postcard lots. We got 2 more rounds of this, and then we will do one of the albums. Here's something in Jefferson, Ohio. Here's the post office in New Haven, Connecticut. That does have a little tear out of the corner. Then we have a bit of Los Gatos Creek in California. First California one we've seen, I think. Undivided back 1906. Then we have Trinity Church in Boston, Massachusetts. Another undivided back 1905, it looks like. Here's Fort Carroll in Baltimore, Maryland. Not that I know of, A Under the Dirt. We have seen a few sports postcards come up in prior shows, but I really have no idea what's in all these boxes. But as far as like sports cards, no, if you're looking for like sports cards, no sports cards in this show. Hey, Eugene, the angel and the idiot, thanks for coming in. There's a nut though, Bermuda stamp. That's the first Bermuda stamp we've seen, undivided back. Let's go ahead and put one more in there, and then we'll get started. The Ye Old Town Mill, built in 1650, New London, Connecticut, 1913. All right, we'll put that in spot 3. Let me grab a few more so we got enough to go with. All right, so let's get our 10 down here. This is John D's Pond. Old John D, Waterbury, Connecticut. Then here's their morning drought, East Woodstock, Connecticut, or morning draft, I guess, made in Germany. Then here's Rear View Savin Rock proper. We've seen a lot of postcards from Savin Rock in past shows, I feel like. Here's Groton, Connecticut, interior of Fort Griswold, New London Harbor in the distance. And here's another Connecticut postcard, a fountain in Connecticut somewhere, 1908. Dear Mrs. Harris, Mrs. Gilbert was over Thursday and took dinner with us, I think. So there is Town Hall in Windsor, Connecticut. Hey, welcome in. It's Amy TMD. Hey, how you doing, Tracy? There is the parochial school in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. Then here is Colonnade Approach to Dining Room in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Yeah, I've got the market cornered on the Connecticut postcards. Here's Reservoir in Highland Park, Rochester, New York. And then there's Palmer Fountain in City Hall in Detroit, Michigan. Here's another glitter postcard. This one's got glitter all over it. This is Riverfront in New York City. Undivided back, 1 cent Benjamin Franklin stamp. That one's cool. Let me put one more down there and then we'll get started. Here's the Sheldon Library in Concord, New Hampshire. Undivided back, 1906. All right, let me get this one ready and then we will get started. So run next. And it's running. And you're getting all these plus your choice of one stack. Flatiron Building in New York, undivided back. Here's another glitter postcard, some kind of farm scene with an undivided back. This one's the Big Four Bridge in North Manchester, Indiana. One does have a tear in the corner there. Here is State House in Boston, Massachusetts. Try to go fast on these to get as many in the stack as possible. Here's Won't You Be My Valentine, embossed. Here's Warning, Don't Feed the Alligators in Florida. That one's a little newer. And then here's another Feeding a Deer. Here's Post Office in Campbellford, Ontario. Here's Expo 67. And then I'm not sure, Amanda, Ohio. Looks like it was in a scrapbook. Here's a view of the lobby, the Pines in Stony Creek, Ontario. Here is something. This one's a foreign postcard. And here's it's the daily round, the common task that makes life all you need to ask. Here's another one of those moonlight canoeing by moonlight on the Charles at Riverside. Then here is Burkhaven Landing in New Hampshire. Here's Atlantic City, New Jersey. Somebody took the stamp off that one. Here's Big Pond in East Otis, Massachusetts. And then there's the Long Pier in Savin Rock, Connecticut. This one's got a tear at the bottom, but that one's Connecticut. There's Massachusetts. Held for postage. Uh-oh, they haven't put enough postage on it. Here's the derrick. Here's an oil derrick. Look at all the oil coming out. That's cool. A lot of writing on that one. That's a cool back, too. And it's another one with a lot of writing. That's in Lakeview something. I'm not sure where that is. There's Submarine Gardens for the glass bottom boats. That one's kind of torn on the bottom. Here, I got this one in my hand. So this one is Merry-Go-Round and Skating Rink in Wayland Park, Massachusetts. And then number 1, Peter was ready that time. All right, we got one more round of these. Well, 2 more if you count. We'll do the ones at top, but and then we'll do an album. So let's fill up spot 1. This is going to be Writing Room in Atlantic City, New Jersey, 1918. And then we have Minneapolis right there, Undivided Back, 1905. The Greenock Inn in Lee, Massachusetts. Welcome in Shundakal. Pickles, 44. Hey, April. Thanks for stopping by. There's Brook on Greylock Mountain in Massachusetts. Here is Bash Bish Falls in Mount Washington, Massachusetts. Here is the Hotel Brighton and Rolling Chair Station in Atlantic City, New Jersey, 1914. Here is Bathing at Crescent Beach in Neontac, Connecticut. Seen a couple from that city, I feel like. Here's Manchester, Connecticut. Congratulations on unlocking bronze. Here's Fort Trumbull in New London, Connecticut. Then here is Nashville, Tennessee, Parthenon. I used to work right behind that at HCA back in the 90s, so it's been a long time ago. 1903, I believe that one is. Here's Wildwood Park in Connecticut and Divided Back. And then here's a Wolf Den in Pomfret, Connecticut. We put a couple more down there. Here is Clinton Beach in Clinton, Connecticut. This one's cool. I wish it does have a little bit of, you can see like the paper's kind of peeled there. But that's the arrival of Jacques Cartier at Quebec in 1906. And then let me put a couple more since these last 2 had damage. That's Half Hill in Danielson, Connecticut. That one's got something chomped out of it there. So we'll go ahead and put this one down. And this is the port at Tangier, Morocco. All right. You know what? I've only got like 3 more here in this stack. So let me just go ahead and finish these. Then I'll grab some more. Here's some kind of cathedral. Another foreign postcard. There's Westminster Abbey. And then here's Wells Cathedral. And then here's something Syracuse, New York, 1907. And finally, Bridgeport, Connecticut, Spanish Cannon at Seaside Park. That's a tuck. So there is at least one tuck in there. Or Raphael Tuck and Sons. Jomar, I don't know. We haven't seen any yet, but I really have no idea what all is in these boxes. So we have seen some of those come up in some of the previous shows, but Stick around and find out. All right, let me grab another stack so we can get started with this. Let me grab a drink of water here. Stay hydrated so my voice will last the whole show. Hey, C. Edwards, thanks for coming in. All right, so let me go ahead and run next, and you're bidding on this stack. Everything I throw in it. Oh, we need to fill up number one up there real quick. So there's that one. Here's the Summit House in Massachusetts. Here is the Poughkeepsie Bridge. That's 3. And then here's Wilmot Center, New Hampshire, Bog Mountain in the distance, undivided back. Here's Longfellow's Study. Here's Forbidden Garden, Santa Barbara, California. Southern Pacific postcard. That's got a cool back to it. And then there is, I'm not sure what that one is. On the Road of 1,000 Wonders. And here's Plymouth Rock. Never been to Plymouth Rock. I've heard it's very underwhelming. There's a high school in Ashland, Oregon. Hey, Trey J, Norm 1290. Hey, White Elephant, the last at IPX. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee, doing postcards today. There's Harvard University. Here's East Northfield, Massachusetts Auditorium. Let me get a couple more up there. Here's the Hotel DeSoto in Atlanta, or in Savannah, Georgia, not Atlanta, Georgia. And this is something in Boston, Massachusetts, Trinity Church, 1909. And let me put one more up there. Shelter Island Heights, New York, 1913. All right, so you're bidding on all these, plus any I throw down, and then your choice of one stack up top. So we got 2 more rounds of this. And is that right? I've sold, let me make sure I'm keeping up. I may have actually sold 3. So we got one more round of this. This is all right. So run next, and we are now running. I'm not sure what this one is. Some house somewhere. Here's Jackson, Michigan, Central Park, 1909. Here's Meridian, Connecticut, Methodist Episcopal Church. It was from Arthur. That's the Pick series, 1910. Here's Public Library somewhere, Ilion Public Library, 1908. Here's the International Railway Bridge and Steamer, Made of the Mist. Does have a little bit of maybe damage there. This one's got a tear out of the top, so we'll get that one in there quick. Here's the Watercliff Sanitarium from Corrigan Avenue in Meridian, Connecticut. Here's Syracuse, New York, Syracuse University. And then there's the Milbourne House in Buffalo, New York. Here's Boston, Massachusetts, Scully Square. Here's something in New York, Winter Scene, Bronx River, New York. Then there's U.S. Field Artillery Barracks in Camp Devens, Erie, Massachusetts. And then there is Syracuse, New York, 1908. There's the Armory in Meridian, Connecticut. It says October 10th, 1910. It's another one, must have been written by the same person. Post Office, Inverno. Let me get these last 2 in here since they were in my hand. All right, so stack 1, 2, or 3 from up top. Number 1. Let me get your name on a note. All right, tell you what, we'll run, what time is it? 1:33. Tell you what, let me put 10 more up here. We'll auction these off, and then we'll do a album. So let me just go ahead and stack these. we'll just kind of treat this as the same as the last, but without a choice. Let me just show you real quick what was in these. New London, Connecticut, Divine Service and Camp in Bermuda. The Red Star Line, Fort Carroll in Baltimore, Trinity Church in Boston, somewhere in California, Los Gatos Creek, Post Office in New Haven, Connecticut, Jefferson, Ohio. Since we've already seen these, go through them quick. Meridian, Connecticut, Asbury Park, New Jersey, New Hartford, Connecticut. There was this cool ship. It was the William McHenry. Real photo. Bridge at Roger Williams Park, Providence, Rhode Island. Then Holyoke, Massachusetts. Wilmington, Connecticut. Ottumwa, Iowa. Then Baltic, Connecticut. There's a lighthouse in Rhode Island. Here were a couple of glitter postcards, if I remember. Yep, so glitter and glitter and glitter. All right, tell you what, I'm just going to start the auction. I'll just keep throwing down to the auction's over, and then we'll run one of the albums. So let me go ahead and get ready here. Run next. All right, here's our back. Looks like a foreign postcard of some sort. Oh, it's German. It's got a German stamp on it. Then that looks like a cathedral of some sort. Real photograph postcard. Pompeii. So we're in some foreign postcards here. Another foreign, looks like a real photo postcard of some sort. Here's Paris. Looks like a painting. And then here's the Congregational Church in Clinton, Connecticut. Here's State Capitol in Providence, Rhode Island. Here's New Canaan, Connecticut. And then there's Bellows Falls, Roman Catholic Church. There's the Statue of Liberty in the New York Harbor. That's a cool one there. And then here is Singer Building in New York. Probably one of the taller buildings when it was built. There's another New York City. So in some New York City postcards. Another New York City, Grant's Tomb. Here is Broadway in New York. So a lot of New York postcards right here. Here's Union Square in New York City. This one's got some staining on it, but it's Washington Bridge. And then there's Siegel. So we moved from New York to Chicago with that postcard. And then Philadelphia. Peter Parley won. All right. I will put that in your stack. All right. So tell you what, we'll do an album here in a second. Let me just run this lot one I had in here. Let me pin it. Go ahead and get these out of the way. Throw these back here. So these all appeared to be hand tinted postcards. Like, I don't know if they were like individually hand tinted. They were probably hand tinted then printed. But they look like they're different places. So it's probably a series of some sort. Because they all have this exact same look. Like this one's San Francisco Park in Panama. I don't know the exact age of these. I would guess early 1900s or, maybe up into the teens or 20s, but we'll show these real quick. Nathan Hale statue. They all have that hand tinted look to them. Art Museum in New York. I don't know if this is a complete set or not, but they're definitely all from the same series. Bird's Eye View of Venice. There's the Bunker Hill Monument. So we'll run this lot and then we'll do an album. Here is the Avenue of Fountains in Peterhof, Russia. So it's all over the world, it looks like. What's this one? That one is somewhere in Spain, I guess. Here's a geyser. Wonder if that's Yellowstone. Yep, Lone Star Geyser in Yellowstone Park. And then we have Mount Hood, Oregon. My daughter used to live out there. Hey, Schmidt Auctions, TB1, V-Loan 89. Running this lot of 25 hand-tinted postcards, and then we'll run one of the albums. Then we'll go back to some lots for a while, and then we'll do about 4 lots after we run the album. Then we'll go back to albums again. Here is University of Christiania in Norway. Here's State War and Navy Building in Washington, D.C., I guess. And then here's San Miniato in Florence, Italy. So I'll have really cool color, though. I don't know if it comes through on the camera or not. Berlin, Germany. And then here's the state capital in Atlanta, Georgia. Hot Atlanta. Well, if I can get the next one off the stack. There we go. That's in France somewhere. And then this one is in Sonnenberg. View of Sonnenberg in the Swiss Alps. That one is Straubach Falls in the Swiss Alps. And then this one is Union Stockyards in Chicago. And this one's the Pantheon in Rome, Italy. And then State Capitol in Austin, Texas. Thank you, Schmidt Auctions. Lake Como, Italy. Everything's definitely pinkish tinted on these. Spanish Stairs. Maybe in Africa. And then there is World Building and City Hall in New York. And then finally, we have King's House in Kingston, Jamaica. So you're getting that whole stack of 25 postcards from some kind of set, it looks like. I don't know if it's complete or not. But we will go ahead and start this one. We'll just run this one for 20 seconds or 15 seconds since we've already shown them. Not 45 seconds. Come on, change. There we go. And let me make sure sudden death is not turned on and start auction. Those are running. So you get all 25 of these. There's really not anything on the back that talks about who made them or anything. So they were 1-cent stamps, though, which kind of helps us date it to the early 1900s. We got Peter Parley in. Thanks for the bids, everyone. And Peter Parley took those. Welcome in, Nova. 4 daughters, ABS 1217, Positively Pippa. Thanks for coming in. Let me put Peter Parley on that one. Get those down there. Let me go ahead and run one more. Let me just get this lot out of the way too, and then we will do the album. So this is going to be lot 2, which are 36 postcards, mostly RPPC. So just show these as quick as I can here. So we got goodness, my fingers aren't wanting to work today. We have a kid with a shovel. And we have some kind of band of musicians, if you can see that. It does have like a little bit of creasing maybe in it. I can't read it, but I guess that tells who it is on the back. Then we have all these, I don't know if they're all little girls or not, but looks like sisters or brothers and sister. Then we have Peninsula Lake in Ontario. Then we have this cute young lady here. Then we have him. Then another family picture here. Some kind of mountain scene. Doesn't say where that is. There is Barry St. Edwards, Mormon Tower. There's another family, I guess. Look at the mustache on that guy. Then you got her. Looks like that one was in a scrapbook. Then you got, oh, look at that. Cute baby there. Then you have, I guess, maybe two sisters. They both look very well. She looks really stern. She looks kind of stern. It does maybe have their names on it. Guess that's a husband and wife there. Welcome in, Jimmy Jam. There's a snow scene of some sort. A lot of snow, it looks like. There is Lincoln Monument in Wisconsin. And then there is, can't quite read where that is, but some kind of beach scene there. Velux is the brand of that one. Then another baby. Look at that carriage. That's really cool. And then man with a mustache, and I guess his wife. Looks like a dad with his kids there. Does have a note on it. We all wish you a happy and a joyous Easter. We have this fellow here, 1909. This one's got a little crease up at the top. Looks like her name's Edith, though. Hey, Lou Dally, drowning and stuff. Welcome in. We're getting ready to run a album right after this. Looks like she's, I'm not sure what she's doing. First, I thought that was a snow shovel. That's something hanging there, but she's all dressed in black and looks like almost like a witch. But anyway, and then her, and then this guy. That one's one of the Azos with all the diamonds up. I think that means it's like 1904 to 1918 or something. Got this lady here. Got a little bit of staining on the back. Oh, wow. Look at those two flappers. Ready to go out and do the Charleston. My wife's grandmother's nickname when she was young was the Charleston Kid. Then you have some kind of studio portrait here. Me and somebody. Here's a wedding one. And then you have this little girl here. 1911. Just a couple more. You got a farmer out in the field. It's another Azo with all the triangles up. So you got some people in the front porch of their house, I guess. Another Azo with all the triangles up in the corners. Then you got all these lovely ladies here. It's like two more. Then you have this man here. And then finally, some kind of lake scene. It's another Azo. This one's got two triangles up and two triangles down. I can never remember the date. Somebody always chimes in with what that date means, though. What's the two triangles up and two down on an Azo? All right, we'll go ahead and get this one started. Just a $3 start for all 36 of these RPPCs, or mostly RPPCs. So start auction. We'll just do it for 15 seconds again, and that is running. Choo-choo. Rod. I love these two girls here. You got her. That one does have a crease in it. I think I mentioned that before. The witch, or whoever she is. Father and his kids. Mustache man and his wife. The baby in the cool wicker carriage. I'd like to have that wicker carriage for my booth. All right, Peter Parley, thank you. Thanks for the bids, everyone. All right, so let's see which album we want to run first. Um, let's run one of this. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's run this one first. I thought this one was really cool. So this one's lot 3. Since we'll just go ahead and run it in order. We'll pin this. So this is. These are all scenes. Okay, and where I got this, it was labeled on the side scenes from theater and film. And none of them are glued in. And it had a couple extra things in here too that I thought were cool. So you have some kind of recital program in Baltimore, and it's at Ford's. This does have a little tear in it. I don't know if that's the Ford's Theater in Washington D.C. I mean, it was printed in Baltimore, so maybe it's Baltimore Ford's. But in any case, then I don't know if this was a list of postcards that were in this album. I tried to match it up, and I really couldn't. But she or he or whoever, it says singers, and then it's got all these names listed, and then it says Wagner's operas and has this stuff listed, and then I don't know. Let's see. I was trying yeah, I don't know if these match up to or not, but it says contents 192, and this had 56 postcards in it. So, all right, let me go ahead and just take this off so we can show. So this says Los Angeles week. I mean, if you see one you want me to take out to look closer at, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to leave them in there because it always tends to, tear the stuff. But if you want to see the backs of any of them to see to see the manufacturer or any other information, just let me know. So, and all these albums will start at just $5. So, putting my faith in y'all to bid on these. So so these did not come out of the farmhouse. Let me just say this real quick. These came from a postcard collection. I got them from a guy who's probably in his 70s, and he said it was his mom's postcard collection. So anyway, this says Los Angeles Week, December 26th. It's the beautiful ensemble, 4 and 20 men in the silver slipper. And then this is a scene from the Lilac Domino. Look at all the great costumes there. Here's Ferris Hartman, not to be confused with Ferris Bueller in the campus. And then here is, let's get this back, The Strange Case of Mary Page, I guess it is. So you got that one. And then here's a bullseye hit. Henrietta Crossman in The Real Thing, a bullseye hit. And I guess it's 1910. Let's see, yeah. I assume that's the date on that. So most of these are probably from that time frame, I would guess. And then here's Henrietta Crossman as Sweet Kitty Bellairs. Yeah, I'm looking like if you try to see the backs through these, I mean, like this one's got a little crease. I can't tell if they're posted or not. It doesn't look like it just at first glance, but anyway, here's Henrietta Crossman in The Real Thing. It says Aunt Jess tells the children the beautiful fairy story about the little princess. This was a Maxine Elliott Theater in New York. And then here's another Maxine Theater. It's Henrietta Crossman in The Real Thing. So I guess it's a scene from the same. I don't know if these are movies or plays. Probably plays would be my guess. Hey, Sasquatch 19. Going through the first of the quite a few albums we have today. Here is, I'm not sure what this one is, but great images of these ladies here. I like the way, not sitting very ladylike, but for the day anyway. The Thrilling Duel in the Fur Cone Tavern. The Vagabond King is this one. And then here's the Pretty Love Scene. I don't know what that one's from. And then here we have a scene from Pomander Walk. Have just seen Pomander Walk, and it is the most delightful play I have witnessed this season. Be sure and see it. I don't think anybody wrote that. I think that's printed on the postcard. Then you have Henry Savage and Pom Pom. Henry Savage offers Pom Pom, the new comic opera sensation. All the clowns so that one's cool. like I said, there's 56 of these. So probably need to speed up a little bit or we'll be here all day. But they're so fun to look at. Y'all let me know if I need to go faster, but hopefully everybody enjoys looking at these as much as I do. I really haven't looked at these that closely yet, so you're kind of seeing them at the first time it's like I am. So here's the Yama Yama number, the three twins, more clown looking people there, and then here's Music Master. And there's another one from the same movie, the Music Master, or same play rather. Here is Rotograph series, The Lion and the Mouse. That one does look like it has some wear. Well, can't tell if that's wear or if it's printed into it, but in any case. Here is The College Widow. That was in New York. And then here's The Lion and the Mouse again. I always like looking in the background to see if there's anything I've ever had in one of my antique booths. Hey, Kimber Don, welcome in. BQ Vintage, DJ Nana, Hope 2025, thank you for stopping by. Here's a scene from the Garden of All. And then I'm not sure what this one's from, but you got a little girl riding on a donkey. It's a comedy scene from Reverend John Snyder's great play As Ye Sow. And then here is This Is Your Father, Dear, and this is another one from As Ye Sow. Here's Within the Law. Looks like some kind of detective or whodunit. You got the guy dead on the floor here. And then here's a cowboy one. Scene from the Great American Play, The Virginian. Yeah, I don't know about y'all. I'd never really seen these kind of postcards, so that I thought they, like somebody else said, these are pretty fun. Here's Wigs of the Cabbage Patch. Looks like Abraham Lincoln almost. It says Act 3, Mrs. Wiggs. Here's two of them, something. And then here's Mrs. Black is Back. And here's a scene from The Princess Pat. And this one's Within the Law. And then we have Lady Madcap. And then here's New York Globe says, amused, immediately an audience that is the hardest in America to please. Chicago American says, it is rattling great, a corker, a scream, a howl. It's a real corker. It's not a term you hear anymore. Here's I'm not sure what this one is, but they're standing in front of the Bell Hotel. And then here's The Man from Blankley's. It's in Miss Alice Mansfield and Miss Fanny Brown. Here is Israel Zangwill's great play. It's covered up by the thing, but it was the Chicago Opera. And then here are three little girls. Somebody wrote all over this one, but I think it says something My Jane. Sal, can't tell what it says. But it's got a message written on it. And then here's Samson pulls down the Philistine temple. And then here's a foreign passion play postcard here. Here's the resurrection. And then here's My Maryland coming your way. Here's a scene from The Wizard of Oz. Unfortunately, this one does have some creases in it. Wish that was in better condition. That's a cool one, though. It says, I have just seen The Wizard of Oz. It is superb. Don't fail to see it if you get a chance, John. I'm not sure what this one is. Here's Life with Father, the Blackstone Theater in Chicago. And here's the Ben Greet Players, Red Path, Chautauqua. Then here's The Law and the Man. Trying to move my camera around slow so I don't get anybody seasick. Hey, Turner and Byrne. Thanks for coming in. Monocam 1. Anybody else I missed? I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures doing postcards today. We're probably a little more than halfway through this first postcard album we're running. We've done some lots before this. So, got a lot of good stuff today. Here's When Dreams Come True in Chicago. And then here is Five Brides. I guess it's Five Brides. Well, maybe it's not five. There's a lot more. When Dreams Come True. But anyway, those are all the bridesmaids. And then here's If You Like Another Language in New York, or your Western friends will like it too. Write and tell them about it. So, and then here's A Mother's Sacrifice. I guess this is the mother, maybe with sons and husband and whatever. And I'm not sure what this one is. Here's Tolstoy's The Resurrection. Moving picture. I guess it was a movie. And then here's the interior of Radio City Music Hall in Rockefeller Center, New York. And here's The Rainmaker, Geraldine Page and Darren McGavin. Here's The Wolf, Eugene Walter's greatest play, The Wolf. Here's Compliments of Hathaway's Theater. And then there's a scene from The Fox. Looks like that one may have a crease in it as well. Oops, are we to the end? Oh, there's another one. Madame somebody, Dubois or Dubay. Love and Life. Look at that big chair she's sitting in. Let's see, are the rest of them empty? Might be the end. Yep. And it's a Holman album there. It would hold 200 cards. So this album's in really good condition. Somebody did put the tape on it. I assume that'll come off without damaging it too bad. But it said scenes from theater and film. Let me go ahead and get it back open to the first page of the postcards. You also get those few little extras that were in it. And let me go ahead and get this one started. I'll do it for 20 seconds and then I'll continue to show them as long as y'all are bidding. And we are running. I won't talk about them this time. I'll just show them. Very unique collection of postcards, though. I don't know if any of y'all have seen ones like this before, but I had not. I don't claim to be the biggest postcard expert in the world either, because I've never really collected postcards per se. Other than when I was a kid, I did, I guess. Hey, Face It, Tiger. We're going through an album right now that's movie and play postcards, I guess. There was the one Wizard of Oz one in here that unfortunately had some creases in it, but it was still cool. But 56 postcards in this album, so pretty full. Or I guess halfway. Well, not really full. It held 200, but here's the Wizard of Oz one. Look at the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. No lion in that one. I guess that's Dorothy. There's that. We got Peter Parley in the lead. Thanks everyone for the bids on this one. And Peter Parley took that one. Thank you, everyone. I hope y'all enjoyed looking through that one. That one definitely was a fun one. I've got some more fun ones too, though. I guess, well, let's go ahead and do one more album, and then we'll go back and do a few lots. So, or I'll tell you what, instead of doing a full album, let's look at these Royal Family postcards. These were my favorite ones, and my wife's for that matter. So we'll see if y'all like them as well. And I thought what I would do is run maybe, and they had stuck some. I'm not running this whole album because I want to give some people a chance maybe to not have to spend quite so much to get some cool postcards. But these are all royal family, and I thought what I'd do is maybe run 16 cards at a time. So let me just go ahead and, but this whole album is full of nothing but that. Let me stick this up here. Actually, let me stick it over here out of the way. Let me open it up, and we'll pull out the first two sheets. So there'll be 16 postcards in a lot. Let me go ahead and pin this. Let me find it. There it is. And these are others. I haven't really seen these before. So let me show you what's in this lot. So we have the Duke and Duchess of York. And I don't know exactly what year these are from. But these appear to all be the Duke and Duchess of York. Look at that train she's got on her dress. Let me just pull a couple out. Let's look at the backs. Yeah, so like at least these are unposted. Tell you what, let's just take them all out because they'll be just as easy to ship that way. Then we can see the backs of these too. It's a Beagle postcard, Beagle's postcard there. There was that one. That one's a Tux. And then another Beagles. And there's that one, another Beagles, and then not sure what that one is. But you got those two, and then all the ones in here. That's the Queen with the Duke and Duchess of York at Balmoral, Tux. Put these back over here. And then you have Lady Elizabeth, I guess it's Bowes Lion. And then here is the homecoming of the Royal Highness, the Duke and Duchess of York. Their Royal Highness, I guess. This one actually has a note on it there. That's Lady Elizabeth Bowes Lion again. And then here's the Duke and Duchess of York, another Tux. And then another Beagles of Lady Elizabeth Bowes Lion. Does anybody know who Lady Elizabeth Bowes Lion was? I'm not sure. I'm not well versed in my royal family history. Here's the happy couple, the Duke of York and Lady Elizabeth. They look really happy, don't they? And then here's another Tux. And this one is Lady Elizabeth Bowes Lion. So all 16 of these for a $5 start. Harry Houdini's cousin. Oh, cool. Just get these out of the way. And let me go ahead and start the auction. We'll just run it for 20 seconds. Actually, we'll just run it for 15 seconds since I've already shown them. And let's go ahead and start this one and end is running. So had quite a few Tucks in here. I'm just going to show the fronts this time. Thank you, Mighty Annie. There was Harry Houdini's cousin, Duke and Duchess of York, the Royal Wedding, the Duke and Duchess of York, Duke and Duchess of York. And I like that. It's kind of just a plain looking outfit. And then that one and this one. So all 16 of these. Welcome in MKF, Dan Rosner. And thanks for the information on her being Harry Houdini's cousin. Thank you, Mighty Annie. Hey, MoneyWise22. Thank you, Peter Parley. As mentioned earlier, I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. In addition to Whatnot, I sell on a bunch of other online platforms and also have 3 antique booths here in the Knoxville area. So if you're ever coming through, make sure you stop by Bearden Antique Mall or West End Antiques in Knoxville, or Granny's attic in Clinton, Tennessee. Thank you, Mighty Annie. Let me get your name on here. First win today. All right, let's run another couple of those sheets. All right, let's see what we have in these. All right, not sure. That one's more like a photo. Doesn't have anything on the back. Then we have another Beagles of the Duchess of York. Here's another Duchess of York. It's a Beagles. And then here's a Tux of the Duchess of York. I love this one. It's the Duchess of York with her teddy bear. A teddy for baby Elizabeth. So she had gotten that for baby Elizabeth. And then here's the Duchess of York. So far, these are all Duchess of York. But here's Lady Elizabeth Bowes Lyon again. And then here's the Duchess of York once again. I wonder how much these jewels are worth here. And then she's got the fur coat with the snout on it. I think almost all these are Duchess of York. Okay, here's another Duchess of York. Beagles. Here's the Duchess of York. Beagles. Oh, I love this hat. And then, wow, you just wonder how much all these clothes cost. The Duchess of York, she was very pretty. There she is again with her umbrella in hand. And then finally, one more of the Duchess of York, a tux, and then another tux that is the Duchess of York. And a much more casual look, I guess, there. So I think they were all Duchess of York except for one. So let me go ahead and just run next on these. And these are running. So a couple of tucks in there, but a lot of different poses from the Duchess of York. Ooh. Mighty Annie comes in at the last second. I like this one. Sorry about that. This is my favorite one, though, with the teddy bear. A teddy for baby Elizabeth. Hey, welcome in AAA Golden, Jillian, Christy McGuire Art. Thank you for coming in again. We got Peter Parley in. Mighty Annie comes back. One Cali Girl, thanks for stopping by. This whole stack was the Duchess of York, except for one of her. And that one was a postcard. All right, Peter Parley took that one. Let me put that in your stack. Stick it right there. Well, let's go and do a couple more, then we'll switch gears to something else, and we can always come back to these. There's a ton of them in this album. Well, if I can get these out. Oh, wow. There's the king and queen. That's quite the headgear he has on there. Somebody wrote a note on the back of it. Hey, new to unique or junk. Hey, new to junk. And Ban Lisa, One Call Girl, anybody else I've missed, thanks for stopping in. I can't, there we go. And then there is, I guess, the king and queen. Their gracious majesties, King George VI and Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth and King George. That one's a Valentine's postcard. This one's also a Valentine's postcard. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. So all these are Queen Elizabeth, it looks like, or not all of them, but there's Valentine's postcard. Valentine's, it's King George and Queen Elizabeth. There's Queen Elizabeth. I guess that's the photographer's name on there. And then this one came out of an album, but it's the Duchess of York in her, I guess, military type outfit there. And then 8 more here. Here is another Duchess of York. Beagles. And that one's Duke and Duchess of York and Princess Elizabeth. Princess Elizabeth Alexandra Mary is her full name. I was looking to see if that had a year on it. Does anybody know when Princess Elizabeth would have been a baby, about what year that would be? Is that 30s maybe? Hey, Hen. Amanda, thanks for coming in. Pound Cake Kitty. There's another Duchess of York. And then there's Queen Elizabeth. Is there 2? Nope. Queen Elizabeth, or no, Duchess of York. Beagles. And the Duchess of York. And then 2 more. Duchess of York. And here's the christening of Her Royal Highness Princess Elizabeth Alexandra Mary. So there she is right in the middle, and I guess the whole royal family around her. All right, we'll go and get these started. Run next. And those are running. She was very pretty. Their baby Princess Elizabeth. Thanks for the bids, everyone. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. Oops, nope. King George. I love that one with the headgear. And then back to the whole family at the christening. All right, Peter Parley, thank you. Did that with your other. All right, let's do one more of these, and then we'll switch gears back to something else. Then we can always come back to those later. All right, so in this one we have King George VI, number 2. So this must have been a series. And then there's the Duchess of York and Princess Elizabeth. So getting almost toddler age there, it looks like now. That is a tux. This one does have a little bit of wear to it. Then there's King George and Queen Elizabeth visiting a coal mine. Mixing with the commoners there. And then here's another tux. That is the Duchess of York with Princess Elizabeth. Here's the Duchess of York and baby Princess Elizabeth. It's a Beagles. And then, sorry about that. Here's another tux. I think it's not the same one we saw before. No, different pose. So, Princess Elizabeth and Duchess of York. Then here's His Majesty the King in his military uniform. That's a tux. And then another tux is the Duchess of York and Princess Elizabeth. All right, there's the first 8. And then the last 8 will be, here's the Princess Elizabeth Alexandra Mary again. So looking to see 1926. So that dates these ones with the baby Princess Elizabeth. Here's a Valentine's postcard. Lang may she live, and lang may In Lang beloved, in Lang may she be happy, our Scottish queen. And it's Glamis Castle, the home of Queen Elizabeth. Hey, Blinging Beauty, Sassy Ass 123, thanks for coming in. Anybody else I've missed, really appreciate you spending some of your Friday afternoon with me. Hope everybody has got a big, fun weekend planned. I'm actually going to be batching it for a lot of the weekend. Two of my daughters are taking my wife on a trip somewhere. Can't say where because she might be watching. Here's the Duke and Duchess of York with the little Princess Elizabeth. It's another tux. This one looks like, yeah, they've circled. I guess somebody had it on a bulletin board. And then there's Duchess of York and Princess Elizabeth. Another Beagles. The Duke and Duchess of York with Princess Elizabeth. Another tux. Then another Beagles. Headed off to somewhere. I like this one. Beagles postcard. And then finally a Beagles postcard. Getting a little older here. All right, so we'll run these. Those are off and running. Quite a few tucks in here. The castle. Lots of baby and toddler Elizabeth in this one. All right, Peter Farley took that one. Thank you so much. Stick that with those. All right, tell you what, let's run one of these small. Stay with the albums, I guess. Let's run this small album here. So this one's really cool. I did some little bit of looking up of this guy, and let me go ahead and pin this one. So this guy's name's Fyodor Chaliapin. Anyway, he was a Russian base. Well, this was him as a Russian base. He was a Russian base, and this is him as Boris Godunov. This looks like it came out of some kind of like postcard sex. It's perforated. But anyway, she had put some Sprite price stuff in here. I don't think this is one that's in there, but it was an autographed postcard of this guy that I guess either sold or was, projected to sell at $450. So she had some information in here about these different postcards. So let me just go ahead and pull my camera off again and show you what's in here. So I guess this is him as a young man. You can see the backs of some of these in here. But they're all of him in different characters. I guess this is where she bought this at an auction, maybe. He almost looks like Freddy Krueger in this one, but this is the Marriage of Figaro. And there's 20 postcards in this lot. Try to keep the glare off. So there's another one from Figaro. And then here is Boris. I'm not sure, but I guess another character he played. There's another character he played. So these are similar to the entertainment ones we saw, but I guess they're all the same person. So here he is as Don Quixote. And then here's another one of him as Don Quixote. Here he is with Maxim Gorky, I guess, about 1906, it says. But it does have some stuff written on the card here. And then there's another one there. And I'm not sure about this one here. Or this one. I don't know if that's him with his probably somebody he starred with, I guess, in a show rather than his kid. Then you have these two here. Him with two other guys. Him with two other guys there. Here's the back of this one just to show you what the backs of some of them look like. And then finally, I love these. These are him as Faust here. And then here's another of him as Faust with his devil horns sitting in this cool chair. And then this one is Mephistopheles, I guess. It looks like another devil character. So this whole binder full of postcards of this guy who was a famous Russian opera singer. So we'll go ahead and start this one. We'll do it just a $5 start like I'm doing all the albums, and you're getting all 20 of the postcards. I'll probably ship this one in the album since the album's light and it's got this other stuff in there. So let me go ahead and start this one. We'll just do 20 seconds, and it is running. I did do a quick glance, look some of these up. I mean, it did appear that these have some value anyway. I'm really not exactly sure, how much, but anyway, they're pretty cool. I love these of him as Don Quixote. Oops, sorry about the glare on that one. And you got the ones in the back here. These are probably my favorite ones. Thanks for the bids, everyone, on these. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, these all came from somebody had come in the antique mall where I have a booth and had mentioned they had some stuff to sell, and I ended up going to their house and they had all these postcards. Plus, I may go back and get some books from them later. So, Peter Parley, thank you. But yeah, the guy I bought them from was in his 70s, and these were his mom's postcards. So, all right. So, tell me what y'all want to do. Do you want to do another album, or do you want to go back to some of the lights from the farmhouse? I can do either one. Just let me know. I'll see what comes up first in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I'm taking. Yeah, just let me know what you want me to run. White's Point, Antiques, and then I'll go ahead and run that. Then we may go back and run a few more of the lights. I do need to get through those. So, I don't know. Well, it's funny you ask. Was this Georgia here? Well, it's funny you should ask because this album says Statesboro, Georgia. So let me see. What pages. How many of these pages are Georgia? Yeah, I'll tell you what. We'll just go. Is the whole album Georgia? These may all be Statesboro. Yeah, I'll tell you what. We'll go through this album, and I'm gonna pull. I'll show them in the album, but I'll pull these out. I'm not gonna ship the binder since it's not like a nice binder or anything. But I'll show them in here, and we'll just go till we get to the Maryland postcards. So this will be for all the Statesboro, Georgia postcards. And I'll just run these as one of the binder sheets of postcard lights here. So let me pin this. This will be a $3 start for all these. All right, so we have greetings from Statesboro. Yeah, it'll take. I'm not going to try to take them out now because it'll take too long because I'd have to reach in because I'll probably end up just ripping these to get to them. So we're not going to see the backs of these. So that'll be kind of a mystery whether they're posted or not. But so, that one looks early 1900s, maybe. This one, maybe, 20s. Here's Bullitt County Bank. That one looks newer. It's a chrome. So there's 4. I'll let y'all keep count in your head on how many there were. Here's some hotel in Statesboro, Georgia. Here's another Statesboro, Georgia. And then here is South Main Street in Statesboro, Georgia. Guess I don't need to see Statesboro, Georgia every time since we know. Here's the Simmons Building. So it looks like a mix from everything. Okay, I'll sell them separately. So we'll do the Georgia ones, then we'll start with the Maryland ones. These look to be a mix from the early 1900s, and I guess we saw the one chrome. So I guess everything from the early 1900s and everything in between. Here's Main Street. Here's another Main Street here. I'm not sure what. I will pull this out because I'm curious. I think it's just a note. Yeah, that's just a note. I'll throw that in. I mean, it's some kind of handwritten note. I don't know if it's about the postcards or the history of Statesboro, but that'll come with the postcards. Here is another Main Street. So a lot of Main Streets. There's the Methodist Church. Here is Main Street. So where is Statesboro, Georgia, in relationship to Atlanta? Methodist Church. Here's one of the ham radio postcards. And then here's a Bible Baptist Church. So a couple of chromes here. Here's another chrome. Looks like it's the larger Continental. Warning fishing pox. It's an advertisement for the Lafayette Grill near Statesboro, Georgia. Well, Bullitt County Courthouse. And then there's also the courthouse, I believe. There's the residence of Dr. J.E. Donahoe. And then here's Courthouse Square, the real photo type postcard there. There's Bullitt County Hospital. And then the post office in Statesboro. And there's College Street looking south. And there's the Statesboro Institute. This one looks like it's probably a undivided back, maybe. It says Nucleus High School, maybe. Here's the high school here. It's another Baptist church. Looks like that one's probably one of the older ones too. First Baptist Church. Missionary Baptist Church. And then here's the largest tobacco warehouse under one roof. There's some tourist home. Mrs. Williams Tourist Home Private Bath and Hot Water. I'm not sure what this one is. There's the Jackal Hotel. There's our house on 301. Here's greetings from Statesboro. And then there's another house picture. Looks like we're getting into maybe linens here. East Georgia Power Company. That one's a chrome. The Alamo Plaza Motel Court. And then here's Arthur Bowers Lafayette Grill. And you get a 10% discount with this card. So if you go to this hotel, make sure you take that postcard. Here's the Aldred Hotel Court. No worries, Millicent. We still have the one album that had a bunch of tucks, and we have that Kings and Queens still, which is awesome. So here's a Shell station, another just chrome of a hotel or motel. Here's Mrs. Bryant's Kitchen. There's another one of the same place. Motel. So yeah, all these are the motels around town. I bet most of them are not there anymore. Bonnet. Another one of the Bonnet. Another one of the Bonnet. There's Bryant's Hotel. There's Crossroads Motel. This must have been on one of the major thoroughfares because they have a lot of hotels. I'm not sure what that one is. Here's the Crossroads Motel again. There's the Dodd Motel. I haven't. There were like maybe what one in here. Of course, I sold the. I had a whole lot of RPPCs that we sold earlier. And then we when we start going through the lots from the farmhouse again, there have been quite a few RPPCs in with those as well. So my guess is we will see some more RPPCs. I'm not sure about in this album. This is the first time I've looked through this album. Here's another one of the fishing pots. There's the chicken house. It's a lot of advertisements for motels and restaurants in these. Modern Ogeechee Motor Court. Let me just show these. Parkwood. There's another Parkwood. There's Miss Kennedy's Chicken House. And then there's another Parkwood Motel. We're meeting some very refined people here. There's the Quail Inn. Goodness, they did have a ton of motels here. Yeah, because it was on, I guess, US 301 and US 25, so probably a major thoroughfare. There's Stuckey's. So I remember going to Stuckey's, different Stuckey's around the interstates. There's Tobacco Trail Court, another Tobacco Trail Court. Goodness, they're still going. The Townhouse Restaurants. Here's the Trailer Park and Grill. Whiteway Court. Wakaba Courts. So you're going to get all of these from Statesboro, Georgia. Should be jumping over to Maryland here pretty quick, or pretty soon, I would think, because we're about to the end. There's the Wofford Motel, the Trailer Park Grill, Statesboro Cabins. I'm not sure what that is. And then the administration building at this Georgia Teachers College in Statesboro, Georgia. There's the Rushing Hotel. That one might be a real photo there. There's that one. There's the Roundtree Hotel, and then here's one of the panoramic type ones, the Biltmore Motor Lodge. And I think that's it. So yeah, so then we'll do the Maryland ones next. There's not near as many of them. So you're going to get everyone in here. Like I said, I'll most likely take these out of the pages to mail them. But I'll kind of decide that when I go to package them up. But it's going to be way like you're not getting the binder. So, and I don't think I mentioned the most you'll pay in shipping is $9, whatever the new, maximum for 5 pounds is with whatnot. So let me go ahead and start this, and you're getting everything we just looked at. And we'll just go 20 seconds since we've already shown them, and those are running. So if you like collecting like groups from different cities, we got Statesboro, Georgia covered here. And it was some mix of years, but I think every hotel in the city is represented here. Hey, Sister Pete, Hammer Jack, Cat's Dance Mom, welcome in. Hey, Matt Rock. I've already said hello to Millicent, my fellow Tennessean. Who else remembers going to Stuckey's? They had all kind of good candy from what I remember when I was a kid. That was back in the 70s when we would stop at those. Hey, flea market finds, whoops, and then those aren't included. So everything that we saw to this here. I may see if I can just get these pages out of this binder. Inverno, thank you so much. Let me just write down you won the Georgia postcards. Georgia postcards. And let me put this sticky on the front of this album. And next we're going to Upper Marlboro, Maryland in our trip around the world here, or trip around the US anyway. All right, so this will be for the rest of the cards in the binder, I believe. So here's Prince George County Courthouse in Upper Marlboro. Here's another view of that. So there are some real photos here, it looks like, at least on this page. There's the courthouse again. There's the post office. There's the post office once again. And as I mentioned, I have no idea if these are posted, unposted, or anything like that. So here is Frederick Sasser, maybe High School, or Sasker High School. And there's the grave of Dr. William Bean. There is Trinity Episcopal Church. And then there's the Old Brick Inn. There's the Marlborough Hotel. And the Bragg Hotel, maybe? I think that's what that says. I do remember when I was a kid and we would travel. I mean, you would stay at all these motor court type places along the way. And they all looked exactly like these. A couple of chromes. Oh, look. Ancient history of phone booth. You don't see those anymore. And then Forest Hills Motel. So who in here is not old enough to remember phone booths? And then we won't date ourselves. I won't ask who is old enough. So now about all you see are the remnants of where there used to be payphones on the walls in restaurants. You'll see like the plate, but there's no phone there anymore. Here's Rip's Restaurant and Cocktail Lounge Motel. Here's the Tall Cedars Motel. And then here's Southern Maryland Agricultural Fair Association. Must be where they showed the livestock there. Yeah, and that's it. So a much smaller lot there. Let me get back to where they started. Then we'll run this. All right. Let me go ahead and just say run next. And that is running. So you do have a few more real photos in this lot than you did in the Georgia lot, it looks like. And you have the postcard with a payphone on it. When you actually had to put a quarter in to, well, it was a dime when I was first using payphones. Then it got as expensive as a quarter, and of course, then you could call long distance and keep sending money. And then, of course, who remembers calling your parents collect? One of the tricks we used, though, you'd call collect and they would not accept the charges, and then they would call you back because it was cheaper than paying for the collect call or something. If you can check your payment, Univerno, please. Actually, you got this whole binder, so Maryland postcards as well. Yeah, I'll let you know if I see it come across. Let's see. And I will put this little sheet of paper back in there as well. Yeah, I know for some reason banks sometimes do not like lots of small purchases or lots of frequent purchases like you see on Whatnot. So all right, tell you what, let's what was this album? All right, tell you what, let's run. All right, I got it. Thank you, Inverno. Okay, let's run this. I mean, I don't have any binders that just say Florida. We have seen quite a few Florida ones come up when we run through the lots. So I'm gonna do this binder of postcards, and then we're gonna go back and do lots from the farmhouse again for a little bit. And then we'll come back to the big binders of the tucks and the pianos and other things. So this is a complete set, and you may want to be looking these up because these are quite valuable, it looks like. But these are the kings and queens of England, and it's the complete set of 37, which was series 614, 615, 67, 616, and then there was one card in 617. And there's information about these in here as well. This was actually from November of 1966. But this is like the checklist, 1 through 37. And then there's information about, oh, this is just general information about postcards. This was the checklist for this series. So let me show these. Oh, let me pin it real quick. All right, this is pinned. So yeah, these are, I think if you take them, here, let's take a couple out to look at the back. We won't take them all out. Let me show you. Yeah, so it looks like, they're a mix of used and unused. Well, I'll tell you what. Do y'all want me to take them out or not? Let me know. I mean, if you want to see if they're used or unused, I can take them out and stuff. Okay, perfect. So, um, but here's the back. So they're all tucks, and it's this complete series of 37. So, yeah, and here's this is what I was looking for. So, like, this is series 614, and then we go into 615, 616. Then there was one card in 617, and it had to do with whoever this one. It's yeah, Edward the Seventh was sick or something, maybe. Yeah, it says one of the most sought after series of postcards is the Kings and Queens of England series, produced about 1902 to 1905 by the Raphael Tuck Company of London, England. Although designed in England, this group of 37 cards was chronographed in Germany, as were many of the better cards of that period. The set consists of 5 series, 614 through 617, the first 4 having 12 cards and the last only 1. So, and yeah, and there's not actually numbers on the card, but I counted and there were the correct number in each series. So let's just look at them real quick. I'm not going to say a lot about them. Um, it just has the names of each person on there. And then here is these. There's Edward the First, Edward the Second, Edward the Third, Richard the Second, and it's got like a picture of their coin on here. Let's see, are we still in series 614? Yep. There's Henry the Fourth, Henry the Fifth. That one does have a note written on the front. Henry the Sixth, Edward the Fourth. And let's see, we're still in, 615 started. Must have started on this page somewhere. It was 12 in each one. So 614, 614, yes. So 614, 614, yes. So 615 started here. Then you got these. I mean, they appear to be in decent shape. I mean, I see a few corner dings. I haven't seen any that look like they have any rips or tears or anything. And then here's these. But I don't know how hard it would be to put together one of these yourself. I'm imagining not the easiest thing to do. And then there's some information. This one will ship in the binder. So there's Charles the First. There's Cromwell. There's Charles the Second. Like that one looks like it might have a little stain on it there. James the Second. There's Mary, wife of William the Third and William the Third. There's Anne the Second. There's George the First. There's George the Second, George the Third, George the Fourth, William the Fourth, and then there is Queen Victoria, and Edward the Seventh, who is the only one in this series 617. So, all right, you're getting all 37 of these, and we'll just start this at just $5, and they will come in the binder. So let me go ahead and start this. And it is running. Yeah, I don't typically say values of things, but I mean, just yeah, look at it. Definitely, this set definitely has some value. I'll just say that. So I always leave it up to the people watching to figure out what it's worth. We got Millicent's memories in. Thanks for the bids, everyone. All right, I am so glad you got that, Millicent. That's a great deal on that, which I'm sure you know. So appreciate the bid on that. And let me just go ahead and write your name on here. You are so welcome. Let me put that there. All right, so let's go back to some of the farmhouse lots now. And then let me just show you the binders we still have, and we'll run about 4 more of the farmhouse lots, and then we'll come back to these. There was a binder with all Shakespeare in it, and then there was a binder that was all pianos and pianists, and then there's a binder with nothing but Napoleon the First, and then there's one that says Tuck, some partial sets. I don't think everything in it was Tucks, but that's just what it said on the front. So let me go ahead and get these filled back up. So let me just grab some stacks here. So here's going to be for stack number 1. And for those of you who aren't in here, basically you'll bid on, once we get these 3 filled with 10 each, I'll put 10 or 12 down the table here. We'll run. I'll keep throwing things on the stack till the auction's over. And then you'll have your choice of, well, you'll get everything in this stack plus your choice of 1 stack up top. Let me repin this. All right, here is Easter greetings postcard, 1919. Here's another Easter postcard. That one's embossed. Here's a joyous Easter. This one does have a crease right there. And then here's the Cocheco River and Mills in Dover, New Hampshire, 1910, it looks like. Here is Seen on Public Square, I guess in Cleveland, 1912. Here's Hotel Wadham in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Undivided back. Looks like somebody took the stamp off of that one. 1907. Here is Suspension Bridge over Ohio River in Cincinnati, Ohio. Then we have a Waterloo, Iowa Manual Training School. There's another Waterloo, Iowa. Put a couple more in this one. Here's Seattle. And then we'll do one more, and then we'll do stack 2. Here's a Steamboat Dock in Stamford, Connecticut, 1908. So that'll be stack 1. And then for stack 2, we have this one here. This one does have some damage on the corner, so I won't even count it. We'll just throw it in. Here's Boston, Massachusetts, Paul Revere statue, it looks like. Here's a chrome, so another couple of chromes. Another one. That one is White Mountains, New Hampshire. The one's Massachusetts. It's funny how I said this last show. You don't think of chromes as being old, but a lot of them are like 40s and 50s, so maybe 50s and 60s. Here's Concord, Massachusetts. Here is Fairhaven, Massachusetts. Those were all linen, I think. Here's a St. Anne statue in Ferndale, Massachusetts. We'll put a couple more in there. This is Duxbury, Massachusetts. Welcome in, Mr. Collector, Kentucky, Julia, Ada, the Vic. Anybody else I missed? Thanks for stopping by. Wright Tavern. Let me do one more, and then we'll do stack 3. There's Brant Point Light in Nantucket, Massachusetts. All right, so for stack 3, we have, looks like a real photo postcard of Gibraltar, printed in Great Britain. Then we have Coconut Grove in Miami, Florida. It's like a linen. Here's an undivided back of Faneuil Hall in Boston, Massachusetts. Cool Benjamin Franklin stamp on that one. Here's the Redwoods chrome postcard. Here's a linen of the University of Miami in Coral Gables, Florida. There's another chrome of Mount Shasta. Here's Los Angeles, California, Union Station. Linen postcard. Here's another chrome of Shasta Lake. Here's with best wishes. This one's not really a postcard. Let's see, is that a card? I'm not sure what this one is, but it's a lot smaller, but we'll put it in stack 3. And then here's Wilson's Peak, California, 1908. Here's the Lake Avenue Methodist Church in Pasadena. Here's another chrome of the fabulous Fontainebleau Hotel. Here is Senate Memorial Observation Station. Put a few more in this stack, then we'll get started. Here's something in Oregon, and then Kenosha, Wisconsin. All right, so that'll be our stack 3. So now I'm going to put 10 or 12 here, and then we'll start an auction and bid on it. All right, here is Post Headquarters in Aberdeen, Maryland, 1944. Here's a U.S. Army photograph, it says, of Russell Hall, Fort Monmouth headquarters. And then here's Broad Street at Military Park in Newark, New Jersey. Here's another one that says U.S. Army photograph. That's in Monmouth, New Jersey. And then here's Troops Passing in Review, Camp Crowder, Missouri. And here's the U.S. Naval Training Station in Newport, Rhode Island. And these cards, as I mentioned earlier, are all ones that came out of the farmhouse in Greenville, Tennessee. Here's a California Highway, 1944. Here is Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona, 1955, it looks like. Here's Mohawk, Massachusetts, Mohawk Trail, Massachusetts. Here's another Mohawk Trail, Massachusetts. And then here is Sister Mine. I guess a note for a sister. This one is from England, it looks like. We'll do a couple more, then we'll get started. Here's the Sunshine State, Florida. Here's Baltimore, Maryland. And then here's the business section of Phoenix, Arizona. All right, let me grab a few more from the box so I'll make sure I got enough to get us through. Well, we still haven't hardly made a dent in these, but... All right, so let me go ahead and this will start at $3. We'll run it for 45 seconds, and I'll continue to throw postcards in the stack. You'll get all the ones in here plus your choice of one stack up top. So let me start this. 45 seconds. Whoops. Well, 40. There we go. Can't get it to change. I think it's just me. It's not Whatnot. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and start auction, and that is running. So here is Mankinac Boat Club in Lenox, Massachusetts. That one's an undivided back from 1905. Here's New Britain, Connecticut, the Public Library, undivided back from 1907. We got back into a round of undivided back here. Here's Bronson's Public Library in Waterbury, Connecticut. Here is Atlantic City, New Jersey, 1907. Here's Level Lake, undivided back. Here's another real photo of a couple. Here is Mount Vernon, Virginia. Wow. So no interest in any of those. Well, tell you what, let me just, I'm going to rerun it and just keep adding, and then y'all can go from there. So we'll start the auction Did it 45 seconds again. Still getting the whole stack here and stack choice of one up top. And we're running. Here's Rockefeller Center, New York City. Here's Bear Lake and Longs Peak and Estes Park. Here's Fort Wayne, Indiana. Here is another Fort Wayne, Indiana. Here's the Fleet in Meredith, New Hampshire. Can't tell the date on that one. Here's Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Here's New Orleans, Louisiana. 1938. Here's a Chrome. Here's Niagara Falls in the winter. Wow, that's a lot of postcards for $3. Congratulations. Undivided Back was the last one, 1909. So, did you want stack 1, 2, or 3? Oops. Just let me know which stack you want, and I will put this with your others. Let me write you a new sticky note, though, so... Okay, I'll just pick one then. Oh, sorry about that. Let's see, I'll put this with your album over here. All right, let's fill stack 1 back up. We'll do this 3 more times, and then we'll go back to some albums. That one's Coconut Palms in Bermuda. Here is Naugatuck Bridge in Derby, Connecticut. That's an undivided back from 1905. Then we have South Mountain Avenue in Montclair, New Jersey. Then we have Rhode Island, 1909. Then here's Otis Company Mills and a waterfall, I'm not sure the date on that one. Then this one is Little Japan in New London, Connecticut. That one is 1909. Then here's Exis Street during the Great Fire. That one's cool. Disaster postcard there. Then here's the Carnegie Library in Kansas City, Kansas. Undivided back 1905 is the date on that one. Here's one that just says maybe, and it's got maybe you will be surprised to receive this and maybe you won't. Maybe you will enjoy reading this and maybe you won't. Maybe you will answer and maybe you won't. Maybe you'll get angry and maybe you won't. So keeps on going, but that one's 1908. Then here's Methodist Church in Mystic, Connecticut, undivided back 1906. And then there is, not sure where that one is, but it's 1915, I think, but it's Connecticut, I believe. Let me do one more and then we'll go ahead and start again. That one's 1910, probably also Connecticut, New Haven, maybe. All right, so there's stack 1. Let me get about 10 on the table. And here's New Haven Green, New Haven, Connecticut, undivided back 1906. Then here is 1906 undivided back. I guess that's, Bristol, Connecticut. I'm not sure what this one is, but it's 1906. Oh, wait, here we go. New Haven, Connecticut again. So a lot of Connecticut we're seeing. Here's Osborne Hall, Yale University, 1907. Here's New Britain, Connecticut, undivided back 1900-something. This one's got 1907 on it, and it's New Haven, Connecticut. And then here's Post Office in Waterbury, Connecticut, 1908. After this lot, I'm going to go to a different spot and see if we can get some different areas other than Connecticut. New Britain, Connecticut, 1908. Thought it said 1903 for a second. Here's Broadway looking south in New York City. 1908, I think is the date on that one. Here is a coconut tree, it looks like. Undivided back 1908 from Florida. Palm Beach, Florida is where that one is postmarked. Let me do a couple more, then we'll get started. Trinity Episcopal Church in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. And then here's the state capitol in Providence, Rhode Island. Let me do one more and then we'll get started. It's a real photo. I can't tell what it is. It's very dark. It says Winchester here. It's a bunch of people, but so I'll do one more since I couldn't tell what that was. Independence Series number 7, Banquet Hall, undivided back. All right, I'm gonna pull some from a different spot and see what we get. Let me pull from right here. All right, let me go ahead and run next. It should run for 45 seconds. $3 start. You're gonna get everything here plus your choice of one up here, and that is running. This one says, "Dear blank, the change is doing me good. Feel better already." Does look like it was in a scrapbook. Here is your mail. Where is mine? A little girl riding a goose. That was from Michigan, postmarked in Michigan. Here is Akron, Ohio. So we're definitely in some different areas here. This looks like a foreign postcard of some sort. I am not sure. Is that a cat? My gosh, I cannot tell. That's scary looking. Here is a mosque, St. Sophie in Constantinople. It's Istanbul. So there's Asbury Park, New Jersey. Here is Newark, New Jersey. Thanks for the bids, guys and girls. I'm not sure what that one is. See if I can get her. Monument, New York. Undivided back. Here's the Old Mill Dam. Then this one says, "Will you be on hand?" This one does have some damage on the top. And Univerno won that one. You want stack 1, 2, or 3. And you just unlocked gold. Congratulations. Number 1. Let me put this with your other ones. All right, what time is it? 3 o'clock. I'll probably go to around 4 today, so another 50 minutes. So let me fill up stack 1 up here. This one's something about a hometown gathering. You will be welcomed joyously, and it was at Bryan, Ohio, from August 29th to September 2nd. That was 1911. It's like an invitation of some sort. Here's South 4th Avenue in Mount Vernon, New York. And then here's, "If you like a me, take a lack of you. You'll write me a letter, for I wrote a you, a letter or two which makes you to me a debtor." So anyway, that one. Here is Detroit. Let's see. Detroit, life is worth living. In Detroit, life is worth living. That's what that says. There's the back of that one. This one's got some damage along the top. That's Lackawanna Station. There, 1907. And then this one's Binghamton, New York, 1906. Hey, welcome in. Hey, how you doing? Allie Sauce. Anybody else I missed? Here's "May all of worth and all the earth that makes this life worth living." It's a Thanksgiving postcard, undivided back. Then here's a New Year's postcard, 1909. Here's "Many Returns of the Day." That one is embossed. And here's "Best Christmas Wishes." So we're into some holiday postcards. Let me do one more for stack 1, and that's going to be "Up Against It." And that one's 1912. All right, let me grab a few more. So I've got, let me get our stack of 10 first. Here's some chickens. That one's 1908. Here's "Christmas Cheer." Here's "Christmas Time." Here's "To the Candy Kid." I like that one. And it's got glitter on it, and it's embossed. It's got a lot going on for it there. Here's "Good Wishes." Here's "Best Regards." This one's got some wear on it there, but it is embossed. The circle, this part's embossed. Here is an Easter card. And as I mentioned, all these came out of the East Tennessee farmhouse near Greenville, Tennessee. There's a Christmas one, 1920. Here is hope to see you soon. So this is just to say I'm wishing many joys for you on Easter Day. So another Easter postcard. And here's an Easter greetings with the bunny rabbit on it. It's got a cool back on it. Here's After the Storm in Central Park, New York. This one does have quite a few creases going on with it. 1919. Here's 1909. The new Wilcox building in Savin Rock. Let me do a couple more, then we'll get started. Here's the home of Lucy Key's Wachusett Mountain. Emerson souvenir postcards. Let me do one more and then actually I'll do two more because I like this next one. Here's View from the Summit, Hubbard Park in Meridian, Connecticut, 1915. Oops. And then here's the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. Get everybody walking across it. 1911, it looks like. All right, so just a reminder, you're going to bid on everything in this stack plus your choice of one up top. Let me grab some more cards from back here. So we've got enough to make it through. Let's see, let's pick right here. This looks like a good spot. All right, and let me go ahead and run next. This should run for 45 seconds, as many cards as I can throw down here. And we're off and running. This is a Washington elm in Cambridge, Massachusetts. This is a foreign postcard of some sort. The London Tower. Here's Tower of London, Middle Tower. Here's the Yeoman of Night Watch, the Bloody Tower in London. Here is here's the Rocky Mountains, Lake Louise, I think it says. Here's Vicksburg, Mississippi, the Mississippi River Bridge. And then there's the race between the Natchez and the Robert E. Lee in Vicksburg. There's New London, Connecticut. Wow, good pickup, Millicents. 1, 2, or 3. Number 1. We will stick this with your ones there. And there's a chance this stuff might ship out tomorrow, but for sure by Monday. So, all right, let's fill spot 1. Here we have Portland Place in St. Louis, Missouri, undivided back, unposted. Then we have Benton Park, St. Louis, Missouri, undivided back, unposted. Then we have Union Station, St. Louis, Missouri, undivided back, unposted. This looks almost like a set. Here's Eads Bridge in St. Louis, Missouri, undivided back, unposted. Here is, wow, there's a lot of these. Here's Merchants Bridge. Here is Forest Park. Here is Reservoir Park and Water Tower. So I don't know if it's a whole set, but it's definitely a set. And then there's Lafayette Park. That seems like a good place to stop for those since it's a kind of a set. And let me make sure. So here's our first 10. Here's Cape Henry. Here's one of the moon. We've seen several of these. I love these. They're so cool. The moonlit scenes. Then here's Cape Henry, Virginia, a lighthouse. So a couple of lighthouse cards there. Here is Tombs in the Churchyard at Jamestown, Virginia. And here's Jamestown Church, Tower and Fountain. That's a souvenir from the Jamestown Exposition in 1907. And then there is Christ Church in Alexandria, Virginia. Here is Fortress Monroe, Virginia. And then here is Ore Hill and Dale. 1915, it says. There's Mount Tacoma from Spanaway Lake, Tacoma, Washington. Put a couple more, then we'll get started. Here's Fort Ticonderoga. And then finally, Mascoma Lake in Enfield, New Hampshire. I think I got, well, let me grab a few more because I may run out, depending on how many bids we get. Let me pull from, haven't pulled from this box yet. All right, here we go. Welcome in, Eclectic Viking, Heather Who, Ken, KR Jenny, I think. It's hard to tell on some of these. When there's no spaces and no capitalization, I'm good at butchering them. So anyway, we will go ahead and get started. You're getting everything in this stack plus your choice of one up top. $3 start, 45 seconds. And here we go. We have a roundup scene on the range, real photo. We have an Amsterdam postcard, and then some kind of military fort. It looks like Fort Nashborough in Nashville. Then we have For She Will Be His Happy Bride and Find Her Pleasure by his side. There's a Hotel Chrome. Here's a Linen, Portico or Plymouth Rock in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Another Chrome from 1969. Here is Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, and you have this monkey looking in the mirror. I guess that's just one unused there. Here is some kind of, looks like foreign probably. There's a Chrome. Here's the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Here's another Washington, D.C. one. All right, and then the last one, the White House in Washington, D.C. That one is from, I'm not sure the date, 19 something. And do you want 1, 2, or 3? Let's see. Let me be writing your name down here. Number 1. All right, we'll go through a couple more of these, and then maybe we'll look at another album. All right, let me stick those up there. And we can also run some more of the royal postcards if y'all want to here in a second. So let's go ahead and fill stack 1 here. Here's Aztec Garden. And then here's Patio or Courtyard, the Pan American Union Building. Are those from like an... No, I thought maybe they were from a World's Fair. Then just a Chrome, the Dogwood. Glacier Park Lodge. And we have a New Year's greetings postcard from 1908. These are exactly how these came out of the box. As you can see, they're all over the place. Mammoth Cave. There is Lincoln Birthplace Cabin. Here's greetings from Hawaii. So definitely getting into some chromes right here. Michigan State Capitol in Lansing. Here is something district. I can't tell what it says, but real photo. Then greetings from Friarburg, Maine. Lennon was in an album. Greetings from Friarburg, Maine. That was also in an album. Let me get, these are all Maine and they're all out of a scrapbook. So we'll get these and put them all in stack 1. And then we'll do one more for stack 1. And this is a 1906 floral postcard. Oh, that was the stack for here. Never mind. All right, let me make sure I got enough to run here. Let me grab a few more. Let's grab them from, I haven't done anything from this box yet. All right, so let me go ahead and get this one started. So once again, $3 start, 45 seconds. You'll get everything in this stack plus your choice of one up top. Welcome in Hannah Zuhiki, McCamey, Scholasticus. Thanks for coming in. Anybody else I missed? So, all right, this is running. So here is the Strata neighbor. It's a ship postcard. Here's another ship postcard, the Ranpura. Well, then here's a train, like a real photo almost. The famous Hush Hush Railway engine does have some damage along the edge. Then we have Looking Down Indian Creek in Miami Beach, Florida. Here's another Miami Beach, Florida. So this one's cool. Here's one with the Goodyear blimp on it, Miami. So linen. Here's Biscayne Bay, Florida. Here's the Swanee River. Trying to get as many in here as possible for you guys. Here's Princeton, New Jersey. Here is Norwalk, Connecticut. Here's Charleston, South Carolina. Here's the Chalfonte Hotel. There's whatever that one is. Here's White Mountains, New Hampshire. Well, if I can get my fingers to work. Here's a Norfolk, Connecticut. Here's Quebec, Canada. And then you got this girl in the pink here. That one's pretty cool. All right. A 1, 2, or 3. And you unlock silver. Congratulations, DGW. 1, 2, or 3. Number 2. And we will stick that with those. All right, tell you what, I'm going to put some more out here, then we'll run all these, then we'll move on. Maybe do some more Royal postcards, and then maybe one more album. So here is, I'm not sure, just a little girl with flowers. Here's like a Black Americana, 19, I can't read the date. That's a Tux postcard. So you got that one. Then you have Quebec. This looks like, I think that's the same postcard. Then we have Rochester, New York, 1914. New London, Connecticut. Not sure the date on that one. Here's East River, Onset, Massachusetts, 1910. Here is Springfield, Massachusetts, 1907. Here's New Haven, Connecticut, 1906. I like the flag cancellation on that one. And here's Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 1906. Boston, Massachusetts. A lot of Massachusetts cards here. 1906. There's a lighthouse in Maine. 1907, maybe. The date's a little fuzzy there. Then here's New York Sailors Monument, 1909. All right, let me do one more, and then I'll tell you what we'll do to finish this round out. So we will take all these. So you're getting this whole stack, and then I'm going to run it for 45 seconds, and everything I put in the stack will be included. So start at $3 again, and it's running. Here's the Church of the Assumption in Syracuse, New York, undivided back, 1907. Here's Baltimore, Maryland, 1909. Here's some kind of fire. If it says, it doesn't say what it is, but it was 1917. Oh, wait. The burning oil tank in Lima. I wonder if that's Lima, Ohio. Then here's Terraces in Central Park, New York, 1908. Here's Jersey City, New Jersey, 1913. Here's Rochester, New York. And there's the Cary Tower in Brown University. It's a Tux, 1912. Nice colored moonlight scene, moonlight on the Connecticut River. Here's Wilmington, Connecticut, 1909. Then here's, I wonder if he ever will have sand enough to propose. So a humorous postcard, 1909. And then Erie, Pennsylvania, 1909, I believe. Here's Shelter Heights, New York, bathing beach and steamboat dock. Then here is Ross Hochschild's in Baltimore, 1906. Here is Providence, Rhode Island Library, Undivided Back, 1907. Here's Harris Hill in Vermont, 1907. All right, Millicent's Memory's got that one. You also get this one. It's got a message on the front, Providence, Rhode Island. And your last one happened to be another tux. I know you like tux, so let me make sure the next one's not a tux. If it is, I'll throw it in. Nope, it's not. So, all right, we will put this with Millicent's Memories cards. And let's do another couple of sheets of the royal family. And then, I mean, I have 7 people in here right now, so I'm not sure if I want to run the really good album or not, but I probably should run it earlier when I had 20 people in here. I know people get tired of listening to me talk, so. All right, so let me pin this royal family one here. All right, so you're going to get 16 of these royal family postcards. Most of them are real photos. So here's His Majesty the King, Princess Elizabeth, and Margaret Rose with their dog down there. That one's a tux. This one's a Beagles. And it's the Princess Elizabeth and Margaret Rose. Aren't they cute? Then we have King George VI and Queen Elizabeth with their daughter, Princess Elizabeth and Margaret Rose. That's another Beagles. And then we have another tux here. And that's their Majesties, the King and Queen, and their Royal Highness, the Princess Elizabeth and Margaret Rose. Another tux. Then we have their Majesties, King George, Queen Elizabeth, along with Princess Elizabeth. That one is an Excel series. I don't know if we've seen one of those. Here's another tux. And that one is the Queen and Princess Elizabeth and Margaret Rose. And then here, the royal family there. That's a tux. And then here's a Beagles. This one does have a little crease in it, if you can see it there. And that's just Elizabeth and Margaret Rose. Right, there's the first 8. And then you'll get 16 total. So here's the next 8. Here's At Home with the Duke and Duchess of New York, along with Princess Elizabeth after their Empire tour on board the HMS Renown. So I guess that's them on their balcony. And then here they are with Elizabeth and Margaret Rose, or here she is. Here's the Duchess of York with Elizabeth and Margaret Rose. And then here is Elizabeth and Margaret Rose again. So a lot of pictures of young Elizabeth. And here's Homecoming of the Duke and Duchess of York. And then quite a few other members of the royal family there. And then here is Queen Elizabeth and the royal princesses. So Elizabeth and Margaret Rose, I guess. And then finally, we have Princess Elizabeth and Margaret Rose. And then here's another Excel series. Once again, the family. So most of these were the family with King George, Queen Elizabeth, and then Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret Rose. So you're going to get all 16 of these. And they're going to start at $5. We won't run this for just 20 seconds since I've already shown them. And that is running. All real photo postcards. I think we determined most of these are from, at this age, they're probably getting maybe late 20s, early 30s. I know we saw some with baby Elizabeth that were 20s. So I bet these are 1930s if I was guessing. Well, all right, we got Millicent's Memories in. Thank you. I like that one there. She's quite the. That just looks like any old family's portrait there. You don't know they have more money than God. All right, Millicent's Memories. Thank you. Let me put this with your other postcards. And tell you what, we'll do one more set of those, and then we'll move on to something else. I might try one more of the albums just to see how it goes. All right, so this is going to be the Royal Wedding from May 1960. So now we're into the 60s. That's a tux. Here's another tux. Look at Princess Elizabeth. So both those were tux postcards. Hey, welcome in, postcard guy, Mundager. The Tea Garden, Jensen, Fergaker, My Caleb, anybody else I've missed. Here's the Duchess of York with Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret. That one it's a tux it's written on. Then another tux of Her Royal Highness Princess Elizabeth as a baby. All right, here's Princess Margaret. And then there's Princess Elizabeth again. Here's another shot of the royal wedding in 1960. That one's a tux. And then this one's also a tux. And it's Princess Elizabeth of York. All right, so there's the first 8. And then your last 8 are going to be, well, if I can get it out. My fingers have quit working now. All right, this one's from 1949, so we can date that one. It has the Queen Elizabeth stamp from Australia on it, and then there's the Queen. That one's a tux, and this one is also a tux. So heavy on the tux in these. I'll look at that one. Princess Margaret Rose, sitting in the window. Then we have Queen Elizabeth and Princess Elizabeth. This one's birthday wishes. It's got a biblical thing on it. That's a Beagles. And this one's also a Beagles. There's Princess Margaret Rose. And we got 4 more. Here's another one from Australia that has the stamp on it. Her Majesty the Queen. There's the back of that one. Then we have another tux postcard, which is the Duchess of York with Princess Margaret Rose. And then finally, the last 2 are going to be Their Majesties the King and Queen. And then a final tux here, the Duchess of York with Princess Margaret Rose. So you're going to get all 16 of those. And there were quite a few tucks in that one. So let's run next. And that is running. Well, thanks for the bids, everyone. The Royal Wedding, 1960. I love that one. Princess Margaret, Princess Elizabeth, the family picture there. Princess Elizabeth. All right. Thank you, Millicent's Memories. You're racking up on the royal postcards there. All right. Let's see what else I had in the catalog here. That's 100. It'll take forever to show these. Okay. I'll tell you what. We'll have a. I don't know if I'm going to run these tux ones. Well, actually, yeah, I will. I have enough of a pre-bid probably to run those. So we'll run this, and then this might be the last. Well, we'll probably go back to some Farmhouse Lights. So this is a very, very cool album. In fact, if you know anybody who might be interested in this, please tag them. Give me just a second here. Let me get this pinned. All right, let me pin this one. So this is a pretty killer album here. So, and I mean, the sticker on the outside says Tuck, some partial sets. I don't know that everything in here is Tucks. I have no idea if this is have damaged the album or not, but you know, this is the way I got it. This was the lady apparently who had the collection because I've seen her name on a lot of stuff, but it is a nice album as well. Overall, the album's in what I would say decent condition. Um, so let me go and get this opened. Let me move my computer over a little bit here. And then let me take this off. All right, so this says Tuck and Victoria and La Victory set. And I believe, what did I say? There's 134 postcards in this album. So I'm not going to try to take them out because I don't want to, you know, it's hard to get them back in. But we have a Happy Easter here. Then we have, this one says London, England, 1901. And then this one says September 2nd, 1901. Then we have a birthday. So for anybody just coming in, appreciate everybody stopping by. This is an album that on the outside was labeled Tucks and other Tucks, some partial sets. But I don't think everything in here was Tucks. I didn't look at it that closely, but I did glance. Millicent would probably know better than me what's Tucks and what's not. Um, you know, whoever put them in here, I don't know if she took them out and then put them in sleeves because they're in postcard sleeves. This came from, for if you weren't in here earlier, I got all these binders from somebody whose mom collected, and this was her collection. He was in his 70s, so I mean, I don't know when all this was curated, but she may have like taken them out and put them back in the sleeves. Anyway, so there's birthday greetings, birthday, Easter, then whatever this one is here. This one says London Bridge. Try to hold the glare down. This one says the Wintry Blast, so it's a Christmas postcard. And we got this one here. Looks kind of like an Olet type. I don't know if it's technically an Olet. There's best wishes for your birthday. This one's cool. It's if you feel it, it's raised. So I don't know if it's embossed or if this part's just raised, but it's like glittery. If you can see that. Then you have this one here. And then another Christmas postcard here. Here says to one I love. And then this one here. You got the lady in the hat here. And then look at the eyes on this girl. It says happy birthday, I think. Yeah, happy birthday. And then here's another Christmas card. And then a Merry Christmas. It almost looks like a Halloween card with the black cat, but it's a Christmas card. Here's this one. Not sure. I guess it goes that way. Just a scene. Oh, a Christmas. It's a Christmas one. There's another Christmas one. Then you have this one here. And there's St. Paul's Cathedral. Happy Christmas. A happy Christmas. And here's a happy Easter. And then a Merry Christmas. It's like a seashore scene. And then here's a Glad Easter. And then I can't read where this is. And there's Bone Church, wherever that is. And this one says Jenny. So if you know anybody named Jenny. Here's a train, the Plymouth Express. And then here's the Highlands. Here's I send you sincere good wishes for a bright and prosperous new year. And then here's the Highlands again. And then here's a couple of boats. And this one says Love's Golden Key. Raphael Tuck and Sons art postcard. Christmas greetings. Looks like another Christmas card here. And then a happy Christmas. There's birthday. There's the YMCA, I guess. Well, it says American YMCA. That doesn't look like a YMCA. It says something coast down here. I can't read what it says. And then here's flowers. So sweet and blue. There's another floral one. Here's Christmas greetings. And then here's the Van Dyke room. Here's a Happy New Year. And then here's a friendship that, like love, is warm. A love like friendship, steady. Here's a happy birthday. And then here's a January 1st with the hourglass and the little baby New Year. Not sure what that one is. The Training College in Warrington, I believe that says. And then there's Quebec Parliament buildings. Here's To My Valentine. And then there's another Christmas one. And then here's To My Valentine. Take a lemon that I hand you and bid you new skidoo. Because I love another, there's no chance for you. Then we get into these fashion looking ones here. So all the cool dresses. And that one says the robing room, Houses of Parliament. There's all the people here. So as I mentioned, there's 134 postcards in this album, and you're going to bid on all of them. Here's a Glad Christmas, Christmas greetings, more Christmas. And these look like some type of humor postcards. Why weep ye by the tide, lady? Duncan Gray came here to woo. A fond kiss and then we sever. So this appears to be some type of little set or series of postcards. Here's a Happy Christmas. And then here's a Merry Christmas. Looks like maybe London Bridge. And whatever this one is. It says ladies there, and he's waiting for the ladies, I guess. Welcome in, everyone who's just coming in. I'm showing this postcard album that we're getting ready to run. We got this one here. And then I like this one, the little elf or fairy. I guess he's an elf chopping down a plant that's got a fairy at the top. And this one says greetings for the new year. Here's a Gobble Gobble Thanksgiving Day. This one's a Happy New Year. Odd Lang Syne. Christmas greetings. And then a Happy New Year here. Some kind of art postcard. January 1st. And then here's tulips. Getting pretty close to the back now. Not sure what that one's about. Somebody fishing, it looks like. There's a cathedral. You got that one. And then there's Westminster Hall. Here's an iris. Here's a shady retreat with the cows. Here's the lighthouse in Scarborough. And then I can't read. It's a Tuck postcard, but I can't see what it says. Are those peaches, maybe? Hey, Danny Man 444. Hey, Chico Thunder Pokemon. We were looking at this album that's got a lot of Tux postcards. I don't know if they're all Tux, but It says on the front that they're tucks with some partial sets. There is something Charles Dickens because it's Puck. And there's that one. You got that one. And then lots of X's and many more. So lots of kisses there. Thanks for tagging Mighty Annie. I know she does like this sort of thing. Here is somebody drawing, it looks like. And then we have this Native American. It's the Song of Hiawatha. That one's cool. My faith looks up to thee. And then I wish you a happy birthday. And these lovely roses are all for you. Nothing on that page. And then these must be the victory. Yeah, these are the victory series that it was talking about on the cover. So I'll just show these. Once again, I don't know if this is a set, but they all do look the same. So, or look like they're part of the same series. And then here's more of these. I guess these are maybe end of World War One. I. 1918 is when these are. So yeah, there would be end of World War One. And last page. All right, so let me go back to the beginning. We'll start this, and I'll run it for 45 seconds just since we had some new people come in. I'll try to get through as many of these as I can, in the 45 seconds. And it's starting at $5, but it looks like it's been pre-bid up to $20. So effectively, it's got a $20 start. It looks like she put this together in 1989 is when she put this set together. So it says Tuck and Law Victory set. And it says 116, but I counted them and it was actually 100. Well, it says 116 there, it says 130 there, and then I counted 134. And just to show you the cover again, it's in decent shape. I mean, it definitely has some wear. And they did put this sticker on it with tape, so I have no idea what that's going to do if you try to take it off. But a very cool leather looking cover album here. Let me just show the back real quick and then we'll get started with it. Hey, welcome back, Breed Steeds, Animal Vet, Brian 456. Hey, Flipping Roo. Getting ready to run this album with Tux and La Victory postcards in it. All right, let me get it started. Here goes nothing. So start auction, I'm going to do, actually I'll put it on a minute, and it is running. So this whole act, a lot of holiday postcards in here. I'm assuming they're mostly Tux since that's what it says. I know we've seen Tux on the front of some of the cards. I love this one I wish you could, it's hard to see it, but that's raised up. And I think it's probably glitter. It's hard to tell since it's underneath the plastic. 134 postcards. Wow, so far Millicent's is in at $20. That's definitely a steal. So now we got an auction. Thanks for the bids, everyone. You don't know how much I appreciate everybody coming today and spending part of your Friday with me. It definitely means a lot. And I love the Whatnot community. So I've been on here a long time now, like 3 or 4 years. I can't even remember. I took a break like most of last year and didn't hardly do any selling. And I'm trying to get back to where I'm regular, like every Friday. Good deal, Millicent's. This will be coming your way along with your other cards you got. Yep, nice cards there. Let me put this underneath your other cards. All right, I'll tell you what. We still have 15 people in here, so let's do a couple more of the farmhouse lots. Because let me just show you how many I've still got left. I mean, it's still all these. I mean, we haven't made a dent. I'll probably save these albums. These are mostly foreign postcards, it says. So we may save these for another time. Um, Definitely some cool looking ones in here. Um, but I mean, definitely won't have time to go through all these today. Um, yeah, the victory set's cool. Let me just check my pre bids on these others. Um, yeah, it looks like I covered the pre bids I had. So, all right, let me grab. Okay, well, let's just, in the interest of time, rather than so we can go through these quicker, I'm just gonna. We're not gonna worry about the numbers. We'll just motor through these and start these at $3 for each stack, and I'll put 10 or 15 on the table. Then I'll keep adding for 45 seconds as long as people are bidding. So let me go ahead and pin this, and we'll start going through these. Welcome in anybody who hasn't been here. Just some history on these postcards. The binders came from a lady or from a guy whose mom collected postcards, and then the ones we're going through, all these loose ones, came out of a farmhouse here in East Tennessee. So, all right, here's Rhode Island. This one looks probably like it's 1907. And then here's Union Station in Baltimore, Maryland. Here is St. John's Church in Richmond, Virginia. This is a souvenir of the Jamestown Exposition in 1907. So that's pretty cool. And then here's another. This one's 1904, Progress 1906. Is this one let's see. This is the City Hall and Mayor's Review Stand in Baltimore's Jubilee 1906. This thing's really thick. It's like on thicker than most postcards. And here's the old post office in some foreign country. I'm not sure where. Here's Cathedral West Front. I like this one. It's got a cow. It's from Madeira, and we rode all around in this nature something. Here's a lion, or a statue of a lion. Here is the fatherless children of France. They salute the United States ambassador. Here's a cool ship postcard, the Canadian Pacific liner Duchess of York. And then here's the 29 Carew Tower and Tower Davidson Fountain at night in Cincinnati, Ohio. Oops. Well, if I can get that one off the stack. Yeah, so there was that one. Then here's a couple of, here's a linen from Cincinnati, Ohio, a hospital, and here's a couple of chromes. All right, I think that's enough to get us started. Let me pull some more just so I've got enough to go through. Let's see. Let's pull from. Let me find a place I haven't pulled from yet. All right, let's pull from. This looks good. All right, so what I'm going to do is start the clock at 45 seconds, and you're going to get everything that comes down on the table here. So start auction. Actually, I'll do a minute since we're not doing the choices up top. So I'll give an extra 15 seconds to get cards in there, and that's running. Here's a Happy New Year postcard. That's Tux. Here is a New Year postcard. Not Tux. Here is a Merry Christmas postcard. 1911. Here's a New Year's postcard. 1910, I believe. Here's a New Year's greeting postcard. 1911. Here is January 1st, Happy New Year, 1909, I think it is. Here's a New Year's greeting postcard, 1913. This one's cool. A slight touch, she's getting ready to touch him, I guess. 1910. Here's a happy birthday. Here is best wishes. This one's glittered up. Here's a happy birthday. Another happy birthday. Oh, I gotta get fast here so y'all can get a lot. Happy birthday. Here's best birthday greetings to little Holland kids, I guess. Here's a happy birthday with a harp on it. Here's an Easter greeting. Look at these chicks looking at this grasshopper. They're getting ready to eat it, I think. That nothing says happy Easter like chicks eating a. All right, and then here's one with a rabbit. All right, thank you, DGW. That will go with your stack. All right, let's go ahead and do another one. Still got 8 people in here. Here's Easter greetings. Here is Christmas. Here is another Christmas, a tux. And then here's a Merry Christmas 1908. This one's got some staining on it, as you can see. Well, it's actually staining and tears, so just throw that one in. Here's a Merry Christmas 1907, I think. Then birthday greetings, tux, 1911 is when the message was stated. Then here is loving wishes. I think it's an English one. It's a Beagles. Then here's a Merry Christmas. That one's really embossed up. And then here's Christmas. It says, pray without ceasing and everything give thanks. It's got a Bible verse there. Then we have season's greetings. Oh, I guess I need to start it. So we're going to run next. It'll run for a minute. Should run for a minute. Yep. $3 start. Here's another Christmas card. Another Christmas card. 1914. Here's friendship postcard. That one looks like it was in a scrapbook. Here's a Christmas greetings. A happy Christmas with the flags on it. That one's a tux. Here's the bright Christmas. 1914 Christmas greetings. 1913, and then here's the cathedral at West Front. There's the one of the bridges in New York. That one's got some damage to it, so we'll just throw it down. Westport, Connecticut. New London, Connecticut. The Scientific Building in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Undivided back. And then here's Anna Camoog Falls in Manchester, New Hampshire. That one's got some staining. There's a boat and a river. Here's an Easter card. Embossed in New Hampshire. This one's torn. I'm just going to throw it down. This one's stained. You get some that aren't. Here we go. Judy Death, first purchase, I believe. Thank you so much. So I had that one in my hand. And then I'm going to throw these in. They have some wear, but there's an undivided back 1906. Here's a 1907, I think it is. And then this one here, Madison, Connecticut, 1906. And then I'll put this one in there, Opera House in Claremont, New Hampshire, 1909. So, nope, I don't have anything like that today, Neil. Pretty much just postcards today. Well, not pretty much. Other than my buy it now. I have a lot of stuff in the buy it now, but no tobacco cards. Thanks for asking, though. Let's see. So, Judy DEA. Thank you. Thank you. We'll go ahead and run a couple more. We still got 9 people in here. I think I said I'd go to 4, and it's almost 4. Let me grab some more cards, though, because I'm about out up here. Let me find a good place. Let's find somewhere we haven't been yet. Let me stand up and go all the way to the back over here. We have not been back here. All right. Next stack will be start with Cardinal and Met. I guess that's from the Rome or the Vatican. Oh no, it says Paris. So here is Path Through the Trees in Fort William Henry Hotel in Lake George, New York. Undivided back. That one does have a little bit of wear. Here's Manchester, Vermont, the Mark Skinner Library. That one's a tux. Here's the Antlers Hotel in Colorado Springs, Colorado, 1915. Here's the Clyde Line Steamer Mohawk. That one's cool, 1915. Here is the Battle Monument in West Point, New York, 1915. Here's the Breakers off Squirrel Island in Maine, 1915. Here is South Station in Boston, Massachusetts. That one's 1915. Here's the Canadian Rockies, the summit where the waters part. 1915, I think. Here's New London, Connecticut. Here is Burlington, Vermont Masonic Temple. Here's a real photo. It does have a little bit of damage up here, but it looks like a mother and daughter. And then here's the Memorial Cloister, St. John's Church in Connecticut, 1930. Here's the Victory of India ship. Then here's the $1 Million Pier in Atlantic City. Here's Louis Orr invites you an exhibition of drawings and paintings. So it's like an advertisement. It's not a postcard. It's an advertisement. And then here is the Mount Washington, kind of a real photo type postcard in Burton Woods, New Hampshire. It's kind of a cool back on that one. And let me do one more, then we'll get it started. Here's Watch Hill, Rhode Island, Bayview and Cottages. So we'll start with that stack, and then we'll go for a minute and keep adding. And run next, and we're off. Here's Hartford, Connecticut, 1913. Here's Palm Beach, Florida. Probably same time frame as that last one. Here's Mount Love, California. Oh, wow, that one's cool. Mount Low, California, 1913. Then there's Rockville, Connecticut. Then here's Kansas City, Missouri, Electric Park, 1908. Here's a real photo postcard, Detroit Golf Club in Detroit, Michigan, 1909. Then here's the Royal Gorge railroad tracks. That one's got a little bit of damage at the top. Here's the Seven Falls in Colorado. And then here's a view of the Naval Academy Wharf right here. Here's the Mount Washington. Salt Lake City right here. That one's cool. Private mailing card. So that one's early 1900s, I think. The Basilica in Quebec. And DGW, and the last one here in my hand is Greetings from Lake Placid. Another private mailing card. So those are early 1900s there. All right, we'll go ahead and do another one. This may be the last one. We'll see how it goes. All right, so this one is Greetings from Montreal, another private postcard. Here's Greetings from Montreal. Whoops. I think there's two there. Yeah, Greetings. So all these are Montreal here. There's a ship, Greetings from Montreal. Here's another one, Sacred Heart Chapel. Winter Scenes from Montreal. These look to be a series. Windsor CPR Depot. And then there's St. James Cathedral. Here's a real photo called The Carry, and it says Mirror Lake. That's one of the private mailing cards. So those are like 1902, I think, or something along those lines, if I remember correctly. There's a Greetings from Montreal. Here is, so we're in a Montreal run here. Here's Quebec, maybe Montreal. There is another Montreal. Oh, at least, okay. I think that's it for them. So let me go ahead and start it. So we'll go for a minute and I'll keep throwing cards down. Manchester, Vermont, Tux. So we got Tux and private mailing cards. Round Tower. There's the Washburn House at Smith College. There's Amsterdam. There is Black Americana postcard. There's Davies Outlook. There's Christ Church in New Orleans. It's another one of the private mailing cards, so early 1900s on that one. Abbeyside Church in Dungarton. And there's Grand Canyon. Undivided back. There's Manchester, Vermont. That one does have a tear in it, so we'll get it down. Not sure. St. Augustine, Florida. And then there's Central Park, New York. That's cool. Undivided back 1906. There's Lower Town, Quebec. Souvenir postcard. Here's Fort Ethan Allen, Vermont. And here's Swanton Drug Company in something Vermont, I think it is. There's Tower of London, the Block and Axe. All right, Cat's Dance Mom, and then this one as well. So the sailing ship Viceroy of India. All right, well, I'll go ahead and run one more. We finished strong on that one, so because I need to get through these. I have so many more to go through. All right, so we'll do one more. Here's another one of that same ship that was just in Cat's Dance Mom's lot. But that is the Viceroy of India. Then here's one that's the RMS Carthage. Then here's another one that's the India, China, Australia Mail and Passenger Services. So we got all these ships here. Let's see, here's the Cathay. And then here's the Canadian Pacific liner Duchess of Athol, 20,000 tons. And here's a real photo of the new Cunard White Star Superliner Queen Mary. It's a shame it's got a little damage along the top if you see there. But that's pretty cool. It says, we will all have to make a trip on the Queen Mary. So not sure what year that one's from. Here's the California. So got a lot of ship postcards right here. 1935. And then here is the Leviathan. America's greatest ship. Here's something from Paris. Then here's a real photo of a girl standing in a chair there, I guess. And then check out this. He's got his hand warmers there, and I guess I don't know if that's a boy or a girl. Here's the interior of the Detroit River Tunnel. And then here's Pennsylvania Avenue from the Treasury in Washington, D.C. It's another private mailing card, I think. Then here's Boston, Massachusetts. I'm going to finish this little stack here. Then I'll grab some more and we'll start the auction. Here's the Hotel Rochester in Rochester, New York. A lithochrome. Here's Syracuse, New York. 1909. Here's this one's got a tear in it, but it's Claremont, New York. And then here's the Public Library in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. 1912, Connecticut School for Boys. And then finally, here's a Labor Temple in New York City. And then the new Grand Central Terminal in New York, main concourse. So let me grab another stack and then we'll go for a minute. All right, we'll go from here. All right, y'all ready? Here we go. Merry Christmas. Run next. And that's running in a minute. Merry Christmas, a candle. It's a candle with a smile on it. Here's the First Congregational Church, 1911. Here's a turkey postcard, Thanksgiving greetings. Here is a Glad Christmas. Here's a Ireland postcard, I guess like a St. Patrick's Day. I know Millicent's Memories was selling St. Patrick's Day cards yesterday, I think it was. Merry Christmas, embossed. Easter joy attends you. Here's Concord, New Hampshire Christian Science Church, 1909. South Harbor, New Hampshire. Here's Atlantic City, New Jersey, 1909. This one's got some staining on it. Undivided back. Here's Spring Lake, New Jersey. Whoops. There's Massachusetts. Undivided back. These are all older. Here's Springfield, Massachusetts. Undivided back. No, not undivided back. 1908. Here's Savin Rock proper. And we'll throw in this last one here. Storebridge, 1907. And we will stick that in your pack stack right here. All right, y'all want to do one more? I don't think my wife will be home for a little bit. It's her birthday today, so she was in earlier. So let's run another one. All right, this is the Harp Elm in Massachusetts, 1910. And this is the Twilight Hour, undivided back. There's Newton, Massachusetts, Farlow Park, I think it is. There's the Great Falls of the Potomac. And there's Bay of San Diego in California, 1909. There's the Pawtuxet River in Providence, Rhode Island. There's something in Connecticut. It's a boat in Connecticut. There's Parlor Rock in Connecticut, 1912. There's the Statue of Liberty. Not dated, but I'm guessing it's close to the same age as these other ones. There's Fairfield Avenue in Bridgeport, Connecticut, 1910. There is Evacuation Monument, Rochester Heights, Massachusetts, 1910. Then there's Park Hotel, St. James, Minnesota, 1907. Grove Beach, Connecticut, 1915. There's the Boston Public Library, 1908. There's a fireboat in action. It does have a tear in the corner. Well, we can put a couple more down and then we'll get it started. Hey, 2Rap. Hey, Mitch. Welcome in. Anybody else who's just coming in? Probably getting close to the end. We've been going since 1 o'clock. So here's a real photo from Alfred, Maine. You put a couple more down, then we'll get it started. Portland Harbor, Maine, 1909. This one's got a tear. Windsor Locks, Connecticut. Not sure of the date on that one. Probably around the same time frame. We put one more down, then we'll start it. Here's greetings from Portland, Maine. The birthplaces of Longfellow and Thomas Reed. 1909, and then I've got this one in my hands, so we'll go ahead and put that one in. Bridgeport Lighthouse in Bridgeport Harbor, Connecticut. All right, let me get these ready to go, and we will throw as many down as we can in a minute. $3 start, and we're running. Here's the 1905. It's 23rd Street East in New York City. Here's Bridgeport, Connecticut. Here's Detroit, Michigan, 1909. Here's New Britain, Connecticut, Catholic Church, 1907, undivided back. Then here is New Britain, Connecticut, or New Haven, Connecticut. One's got a little stain in the corner. Here's the Facade Machinery Building. It's Egyptian cigarettes postcard, I guess like an advertisement. Here's interior of the auditorium in Ocean Grove, New Jersey. And not sure what that one is. DGF said, nobody else is going to take it. I'll take it for $3. Here's Lakeside House in Lake Centipede from Lakeside, 1907. And there you go. I will put that with your others. It's probably a good stopping place now. Let me find your stack right here. Put the stack on here. All right, everyone. I appreciate you coming in. I will be doing General Ephemera next Friday. Then I'm not sure what I'll do the week after. I may do postcards again because I still have a couple of binders we didn't go through. And then, still quite a few in the boxes back here as well. But I appreciate everybody coming in today. Let's go find somebody to raid. I've chased everybody out now, and there's only 4 in here, but we'll raid with what we have. Well, everybody have a good weekend, and I really appreciate everybody stopping by. Let me see who else out there in the ephemera area. Give me just a second. Hey, here to party. Got here just in time to go raid somebody. Tell you what, let's go raid. We'll go raid Dave because he's doing postcards, and he's a good seller. Sells a ton of postcards. So let's see. We're going to go raid Dave F. Brother. Oops. All right. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll talk to y'all later.